Welcome to Chance Encounters, the show where memes and genuine character development are indistinguishable. You may notice two distinct things on this fine day. The first is that we are once again joined by the incomparable Jaide. Woo! Happy to have you. So excited for this. Because the second thing you may notice, gentle viewer, is that we are all dressed for the beach. The reason that this is because this is the first of our anime filler episodes. So to just kind of let you in on the process, between every completed volume, also known as every completed story arc of this game, we are going to kind of bookend it with just like a fun RP-centric, low-impact, essentially anime filler episode. There's going to be a lot of character development and essentially just like a chance to see these guys just having fun with some of the other students without, having to worry about a lot of superhero related drama.
Lord knows we need fun right now.
Yeah. So this is going to be super, super fun. Shall we just jump in? Shall we just jump directly into it?
Into the ocean.
Yeah, directly. Hey. All right, here we go. Game face. Woo. It has been less than 1 day since the assembly with Fortress. At the midpoint of the semester, after all of the wild events that you have dealt with in this past month and a half, you left the assembly and had a nice day of some like kind of hide and seek with Pantheon, some investigative training, and then went to bed that night with the knowledge of something that you had probably forgotten about in all of the sort of hullabaloo of what's been going on. Mr. Menagerie has been planning to do a kind of 2.0 of his party. While the house has been rebuilt, he's not doing it there this time. The first thing that you know is that you have been invited to a party on Glimmer Beach, which is about a 20-minute train ride west from here. You've also been told that there is a specific cove that you are looking for, and you've been given directions to it as well. And as the three of you kind of are dressed all in your beach attire, you find yourselves on the train and you emerge out onto the beach. At first, the train actually lets you off like on the street, on the sidewalk out in front, and you can see all of the like beachside ice cream shops and different vendors. You see a lot of like flowery printed shirts and like all kinds of stuff, and people are just kind of walking around and taking in the summer sunlight. It's a very warm day, but that salt air and that nice fresh breeze is hitting you. And as you guys are making your way, I think that Silhouette is probably the one that has the map on her phone. And you're looking for this specific cove. And as you're making your way around, you start to follow the beach for quite some time, actually. You're walking for maybe like a good 10 minutes, getting on to like 15 minutes. And you notice that the incline of this beach, it's very cliffy. This isn't like a flat beach. It gradually inclines upward where you can see, I was about to use a geography term from a million years ago that I remember for no reason. The Nick Point, where the water hits the bottom of a big cliff face and it gradually erodes a bit so you can see where the wave line generally crashes. You can see that. I don't know why that's like the only thing I remember from geography.
Look, we're an educational show.
Yeah. We're serving no, not geography.
And education. Geology?
Geology.
None of us caught that.
Yeah.
Oops. Us did, and we were just polite enough not to say. Oh man, that's
But
great.
You can see the beach and the people on the beach kind of disappearing into the distance as you travel up higher and higher, and you can see the beach down below. You reach this point where it's almost like stone steps along the sides of this thing carved into this cliffside, and you're making your way along. Are you guys talking at all during this time, or do you want me to just get you to where you're going? Because it is starting to get a little bit like, why is it taking so long to get here?
Oh.
And
I
you
wanna
are following the map, but
I want to see what Mr. Menagerie has in store. Are you guys down with just like getting there?
Yeah.
so as you guys are making your way up and up, you eventually start to turn and sort of start sloping back down and around. And you see now that big incline, that big steep cliff, you can still hear the crashing waves on the other side, but it's starting to get a little bit quieter, and you're back kind of on the bottom level, and there's not really anybody around. And you're looking, and you see this very kind of hollowed out, it looks like a naturally forming cave. And there are other smaller little coves around, but as you're following your GPS here, it's leading you here to this particular cave. It's maybe a little bit bigger, but it doesn't look that different from the others. But the signal kind of cuts out here. This is where your map ends, at the mouth of this little cave.
Can we say that Team Blackout and Team Pantheon like came together?
We can. I was going to have you just immediately see Team Blackout when you got in there, but
Okay, perfect.
if you want to have
way.
come together, that's up to you guys. Do you want to be all together right now? Like right out of the gate?
We can. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Okay. So, cool.
Squad.
So,
Gang.
you guys are probably going, so it's Saturday. It's probably like Saturday morning, maybe. I would say you guys have arrived around like 11:30 or so. And Backtrack is with you guys, and his hair is like not particularly gelled today. He's just kind of letting it fall down to the side and like cascading around in the breeze. Backtrack is wearing this. I am cosplaying Backtrack today. He has his dark red collared shirt that he wears a lot, but the sleeves are rolled up, kind of hanging loosely, and he has it buttoned down, shirtless underneath, with a necklace. And he's got like big kind of aviator sunglasses, and he's just smiling, looking around. Hecate is here as well. I'm gonna leave this up to you. What you think? What she would wear?
I mean, honestly, the art that we just saw from Jade is pretty accurate. She's wearing like a white two-piece, and the top has like a thick stripe, and then like it's like then the other half is a darker gray color. She has like her beach towel, all the essentials in a tote bag. Doesn't look much different than how she normally dresses, because she's usually in a leotard. So, yeah.
And of course, Loni is here as well.
Yes. Are we just describing outfits? Because
Yeah, if you guys love to do that, so I want to give
It's
you a minute.
outfit time, baby.
We're all about the fits.
Yes. Loni is looking extremely choice.
Yes.
Her hair is in her usual buns. She's wearing a bathing suit that's sort of like a midriff thing that's like got eyelets, and then it sort of like ties up the front a little bit like a little corset thing, but not like that, just in like a cute little bow sort of way. And then like her hips have little ruffles, and she just looks extremely cute. Oh, she has little like yellow heart-shaped glasses that are clear.
That's so cute.
Yeah, she's cute as a button. Bubblegum pink, super cute.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do you guys all want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Bang bang.
Oh, I'm just wearing basically what I wore to the pool party, which is the two-piece like black and white bathing suit with predominantly black, and then the ruffles, like the classic cowboy jacket thing. And then the bottoms are like boy shorts, and they have the ruffles as well. And then probably just a nice little jean jacket.
They want to get chilly.
Yeah, it might get chilly. Who knows?
It's chilly at the beach.
Do you guys, I'm going to leave this up as a group question. Do you guys think she's wearing the boots to the beach?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
That
she's
or
wearing
sandals
boots.
Spurs. Like,
Ooh.
Sandals with spurs.
Sandals with spurs might
Crocs
be
with
it.
spurs.
Yes, sandals in like
Oh.
the Croc design with spurs. That's the fit.
Damn.
Whoa.
With spurs. Whoa. Yeah, whoa is
And
great.
I don't
Whoa.
think she brought a towel because she's just unprepared.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's fair. Okay, I don't even remember what Silhouette wore.
You wore what you usually wore, just with camo pants instead of cargo pants.
I was going for the party vibe. Okay. Silhouette is totally wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I wouldn't say really any different than my shirt or Eric's shirt.
Sweet.
She's got small black shorts on, maybe like a spandex kind of thing, and she's wearing her boots. She's not a fan of the sand. And she's got a bag with her, and it's just like clinking. She's not telling you what's inside. It's just you'll find out, you know. It's just clinking, and yeah, she's got some sunblock on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love it.
Haramone is wearing the like cover up from the pool party, and has her usual belt. She also has like a duffel bag, probably with a spare towel because she probably saw BB not grab one. She's I don't think she was prepared to go to the beach, so I don't think she has any sandals. So she's just wearing like the shortest like boots, ankle boots that she has. And even though we can't see it right now, underneath she has like a metallic, like that same metallic slate blue of her tabard, but it's like a two-piece. And the bottom is like the high hem, you know, like the French cut, and the top is almost like a half, you know, those half bras that are designed to like really like go whoop. It's like that, and it has straps on it, and her hair is up in like a loose but still structurally sound like high bun.
Backtrack is looking respectfully.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lovely. So one thing that is also worth noting is all of Team Blackout, you guys were all invited this time. You guys were not invited to the house party that burned. Backtrack just showed up because Haramone brought him. But you guys were all invited to this, which you were under the impression that this was like Nova Party 2.0. So it's interesting that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are. So you guys are now standing at the foot of this cave mouth. You just kind of see darkness. Do you guys kind of go up to it so you can see inside?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So stepping up, you look inside, and a few feet in, you see taking up the entire space of the cave mouth is this big, like, kind of ticket booth. Big metal boxy square that is built along the creases of the cave wall so that you don't see anything beyond it. And behind the glass, you see there is a man. He's maybe in his 50s or so, kind of a handsome older gentleman with a little pencil mustache, slicked black hair that's starting to recede, a little bit portly. He's sort of wearing the beach version of a suit. He's got like a Hawaiian shirt on, but it's buttoned up a little bit, you know? And the sleeves go all the way down. They're really big. And he smiles at you through the glass. And as if anybody approaches him, Backtrack just looks, and Backtrack is immediately amused. He's just like, morning.
Hello, sir. Where are we?
Oh, well, this is actually private property, guys. I'm sorry. Are you I mean, if you're with the proper party, I would be allowed to admit you. And as he says this, you guys remember something else that Menagerie told you. He told you that you would need a password. And the password he gave you is Redux. You had no idea what this meant at the time or why you would need this for a beach party. But as you're standing here, you remember that. And you see Backtrack and Hecate kind of remember it at the same time. And Hecate's like, not amused. But Backtrack is just laughing.
I feel like this is the equivalent of like, like My Super Sweet 16 when they give out their invitations to their friends and it's like a box this big and it like explodes.
Yes.
I feel like that's like the same energy.
Exact same energy. I think we're supposed to say Redux?
Oh, well, in that case, and you see him typing in something kind of below the level of the screen on his little computer that he has. And you see the door to the booth slides open. He says, please, come on in.
I happily go in.
This is so weird. I go
Yeah.
in.
As you step inside the booth, you see he's standing there. And now you can see that he's wearing like big old like board shorts.
Oh.
And this guy, this suave, handsome, butler-looking guy wearing beach clothes, smiles at you, this big, rosy, jolly smile, and he hits one final button, and you see the metal wall in front of you, the other side of the booth, begins to decompress and open and open and open until it opens all the way, and you can see beyond this long tunnel inside this cave. And you can see that there are lights, like big strip lights that are placed all along the top level that are illuminating this place and glinting off of the water. There is this very nice sort of river that's going out through this area, through this cave. It almost seems to be like kind of dammed here. It gets to not dammed, but like the booth is sort of acting as the place where the river ends here. This little creek coming out from the ocean beyond. And you see as it gets deeper and it stretches out to the end of the cave, you can see sunlight beyond that's kind of keeping the end of the cave out of focus. But all along the sides of this sort of river-like thing, which by the way has these very automated sort of like Disneyland canoes
My God.
that are waiting right here at the surface. You see all along the sides of the cave, there are walkways on either side of the water. And all along the sides of the cave are these like kind of storefronts. A lot of them, you see like some changing areas, you see vending machines, you see a couple of areas that look like restaurants, and you see a lot of kind of similar to the one that Wi-Fi has, these rolling sort of domed robots with screen faces and little wiry arms with open compartments in their middle that are carrying towels and carrying fresh clothes, carrying drinks. There are all of these different facilities. It's like a little thriving community inside that is populated by robots.
Are there people around?
So that is the next thing that I was going to say is you see a couple of familiar faces. You see that there are, let's say that it's team... I'm going to pick one at random. Okay, I'm going to say that you see Team Quickstep. So you see Wi-Fi and Rapido, and Troubleshooter. You see the three of them are all here, and they are riding one of these canoes, and you see that it's getting out at this moment, like on autopilot out to the beach. But you see that Wi-Fi actually isn't in it with everyone else. Wi-Fi in this, I think she's wearing a very fun one piece that is, I'm going to say that it's like gray with these blue holographic like nano lines all around it.
Sick.
And she's got big round sunglasses versions of the glasses that she always wears. You see that she's just running around admiring all of the robots.
Oh.
She's kind of too far away to really notice you at this moment, but she's in there. And there are a couple of other people that you've seen around, but maybe don't necessarily like know very well. But other people in the champion program are kind of hanging out in here. And as the doors open all the way, this man who has opened the door for you gives you this big smile and he says, "Welcome to Luster Cove."
Oh, jeez.
Thank you so much. Do we get in the boats or?
If you want to head out to the beach, that's the idea.
Okay, thank you. BB leans over to Baby and goes, "Why do I feel like we're about to get like really pleasantly murdered?"
Ooh, I think it's the butler.
Yeah,
But-
that'll do it.
Whoa.
Haunted camera.
Butler heard you.
So backtrack is he kind of calms down finally a little bit. This is amazing. Oh man, I can't even compare this to the first party. I mean, firstly, nothing is on fire, which is already a plus.
First
Yeah,
Was there
party.
this
you got
much
invited.
money at the last one? Because I feel like there's like a lot of like undies.
What?
It is menagerie.
I didn't realize that people had cave butlers, but here we are.
So it's at this moment that you guys hear, guys, over here. And you see running along towards you, his bare feet kind of slapping on the stone walkway alongside the water, is Mr. Menagerie. His hair is a little bit wet, but still kind of slicked and neat. He's already not wearing his shirt. Very muscular young man. And he's just got, I'm going to say that he is wearing red and white swim trunks.
Mm.
And as he runs up to you guys, he's waving and he goes, "I'm so glad that you made it. I was worried that people are going to have trouble finding the place."
Why would you
But let us in.
imagine that?
You know, because it's a hidden cove inside of the... You're being sarcastic, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, I'll get used to that eventually.
Well, it wasn't too bad. I mean, we came with, Team Blackout. So
Yeah, great to have you.
we were
Great to
all
have you
able to
guys.
find it together.
For having us.
Of course, everybody's welcome. I mean, that's the idea. You'll see. So you guys are welcome to enjoy like anything. We have all kinds of food, many different restaurants. We have a couple of chefs, really, really highly rated. Let me see. We've got extra clothes for you guys. There's some changing stations. If you want to drink, I know Ivy's already trying to cook. I told him it's too early.
Oh, what did he bring? And Haramon will scatter off to find him.
So are you gonna? So you guys can walk along the cave, like the walkways, or you can get in a canoe and go, like automated on the
I would like to get in
water.
a canoe.
Yeah, I'm interested in the canoe. I'm down.
I'm
for that.
also interested in the canoe.
So you guys get in, and then you're saying you wanted to go on the walkway.
Yeah.
Okay, backtrack will stay out with you.
Pew! Gone.
Hecate kind of watches them go and looks back at you, baby, and is just like,
Do you want to canoe?
I don't know why I agreed to do this. Sure. And she just sort of plops herself down on one side of this automated Disneyland canoe and just sort of crosses her arms and looks in the opposite direction. She looks back in the direction of the booth and is just like,
Do you want to canoe is the funniest thing I've heard like all week. A verb, canoe. Do you want to canoe?
Menagerie gets in with you guys. And as you guys are making your way down, he starts to go, you know, I really should have considered bringing you guys here before, but, you know, the actual superheroes use it most of the time. The Fortress was nice enough to agree to let us, you know, kind of have it for the day. I mean, it's not necessarily all her decision. Where's my brain?
What do the superheroes do here?
Well, a few years back, my parents, when they were still in the game, so to speak, they bought this place out as a sort of private retreat for heroes who wanted to, have a beach day together where they could, shall we say, be themselves without revealing themselves to the public.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't burn down the beach, so.
That is true, I think. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoy. I really, with everything that's been going on, I thought it was a good opportunity to do the party right this time,
Now, lay it out for us. What are the activities that we're looking at?
Whatever you want, really. I mean, it's a beach, so you can do beach things.
Such as volleyball, sandcastles, ski-doos.
Whack a watermelon with a big bat.
What?
Sure.
We have to do that.
Gotta
I mean,
do
we brought everything. I mean, whatever you want, man. The beach is your oyster. Don't think they're going to find any real oysters. Nevertheless, metaphor stands. You'll also notice. Oh, sorry.
How fast is this canoe going? And how long is the hallway?
It's like small
going
world speed.
Yeah, it is like small world speed. It is sort of touring. You're seeing sort of all of the sights, all the different restaurants passing by. And as you get
restaurants
closer,
in the cave.
yeah, there's restaurants in the cave.
It's like a mall.
Yeah.
It is kind of a little mini mall inside of this cave. Yeah.
I'm imagining that it's also playing like light ukulele music as we make our way through this cave.
Like a light
Ooh.
Ukulele. Like,
Yes, it is.
Like your parents' team's theme, but like light ukulele, like bossa.
Hell yeah.
That is absolutely what's happening. So you guys are moving a little bit slower. But you can see now, as you're getting toward the cave mouth, you can see out onto the beach just a bit. And you see a lot of people. Not just the Nova teams. It's more people than that. And you're looking and you're counting faces. You see familiar faces. And you're realizing that the entirety of the champion program is here.
Whoa.
They haven't all arrived yet, but there are people from more teams than just the Nova teams here. And as you're noticing this, you just hear the chatter again, just like the first time, of Menagerie continuing to talk. And you see that he's pointing out these little sort of beams, these almost tower-like structures that line every, let's say every like 50 feet or so. And they're sort of blinking at the top. And as he's pointing these out, he goes, we have these awesome sound dampening sort of apparatuses all around. So, if you want to use your powers, if you want to get loud, nobody on the beach proper is going to be able to hear us.
You see? It's like you thought. No one can hear us scream.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but in a good way. I'm not phrasing this well at all.
For those
I should
installed by the
probably-
butler.
I should probably get back to
The butt
greater
cave?
duties, but you guys have fun. And he steps out of the raft back onto the walkway. As you guys crest out, it like the river sort of cuts all the way through out to the cove, and you see the shoreline on either side stretching out. And you look around at this beautiful, glistening beach that is pretty fairly isolated. You look at the cliffside that you had been traversing around before, and all of these big boulders and rocks that form around this area, and it forms this kind of horseshoe shape, this sort of natural wall around this area. And the cove stretches out with the rocks around too that stretch out into the beach. And you can't see or hear anyone out from the rest of the beach. And you also see, built along the inside, your beach side of these big rock wall formations, are larger versions of those sound dampening towers. They almost look like lifeguard towers. But now that you know what they are, you can point them out. And you look around and you see various towels and interconnected tent setups. you can already smell some cooking meat, and you look over and you see Ivy in all of his largeness, in these big, I think that he's wearing black and red, like long trunks, and you see him in front of this big elaborate barbecue setup. It almost looks like a DJ setup in a way. Like there are several different barbecues around him, and he's got his 4 arms out and he's flipping burgers and doing hot dogs with others. You see he also has this little like fake chef hat on as he's doing this.
By little, do you mean it is actually a tiny chef hat?
Yeah, it's a tiny chef hat.
Yes!
And you notice that everybody is kind of doing their own thing, but it's all clustered around the central big tent, like this huge gazebo, several different towels, like just bars filled with, like table bars that are set up that are filled with drinks. There are ice chests. There are like little mini fridges. There's food, snacks everywhere, big bowls of candy and fruit and chips. It's the beach, and it is party. And there is music. There is absolutely music playing, and you see QuickTime is just dancing her little heart out.
I would like to say that I know for a fact that his name's Four, right?
Who?
Ivy, yeah.
Ivy.
Yeah.
I would like to say that
Four.
his like he has a little apron on while he's cooking, and it says "Fork the Cook."
That's really good. Yeah. Oh, I love that. So yeah, he's doing that. So you ran out before everybody else. Were you looking for someone?
Yeah, I think we see him doing his thing, and then the second he doesn't have any burgers or hot dogs or anything actually on his like spatulas, we just see a panel of Paramount at light speed tackling into him, being like, "Ivy, I brought you pheasant."
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I have never cooked pheasant before, but I am interested. How are you doing, man? Hey. Beach.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you were making. How you
I
doing?
am making everything.
Except
You got your
pheasant.
dogs. You get except pheasant. You got your dogs. You got your burgers. You got your turkey burgers. You got your chicken dogs. You got your sausage.
This is all happening like Paramount is like side hugged into him and like he's pointing at each thing and she's just sort of like leaning.
As he's naming them off, Silhouette is grabbing each one and putting it on a plate to eat.
So as you get onto the beach, you just ran up. Yes, absolutely. Help yourself. Mr. Menagerie said that it was too early to start cooking serious meat, but it is never too early.
He's an idiot.
I would agree. I think you're right. Menagerie doesn't know what he's talking about, and I keep grabbing more.
I'm
People
sorry,
will
are we
tell
just
you.
gonna glaze past the fact that you just used the phrase serious meat?
Is there something funny about the culinary arts?
I look
No.
at BB.
It's great.
I'm just messing with you, Beebs. Come on, have a dog.
All right, I will. She
Look,
takes the
never
dog and
ever
puts it
feel
down.
pressured to choose. That's the thing with meat, all right? A lot of people will tell you, all right? If you're at a beach party, there are dog people and there are patty people. But whoever tells you that, they're just trying to foster a divide, all right? There are only 2 real kinds of people. There are meat people and liars.
I think you're right. And she's starting to eat, and she's like, where's the ketchup?
It's everywhere. There's
It's
all kinds of
everywhere.
things. No, I mean, there's an actual bar set up. It's almost set up like a pop-up restaurant in a weird sort of a way. And
Ew.
there are even some little roly beach bots. You notice they actually, at first you think they're like metal beach balls that are rolling of their own accord. But what you notice as you watch them is they're rolling around to the different areas where people have clustered. And these like roly beach spheres will actually unfurl themselves and get up into a person shape, like a round little person robot servant.
Could you
And they
imagine if a
carried-
roly-poly got up?
Yeah. And they're carrying the food that Ivy is making inside of their chests. They have this like elaborate shelf set up on the inside
That's amazing.
that stays stagnant while the outer carapace rolls around it through the sand.
No one let me roll in one of those. They have to cost so much money.
Roll
People
in
Don't have
it?
it.
Oh no, I think She said ruin it.
Yeah,
But
don't let me
ruin it
ruin
would also probably be bad.
You wouldn't ruin it, Baby Lonnie.
I might do that.
What would you do to it?
My powers could just, go off.
Oh, you're right.
And it could just happen. I swear to God, if you see me, I don't know, like, getting weird or something, just pick one of those up and chuck them, or chuck me. I can't afford to.
Okay, chuck baby.
This.
Chuck baby at the beach, got it.
Straight into the water.
So as Backtrack is standing here, you guys are all starting to get food. Backtrack kind of puts a hand and goes, I need to work up an appetite first. He looks around and he spots, I think he spots maybe somebody else from Tonatrus's team. Yeah,
Boomerang?
he spots Boomerang
Yes.
and Poltergeist. He spots Boomerang and Poltergeist throwing a frisbee around. And he looks at them and he goes, yes, that should do the trick.
Yeah, I also would like to play frisbee.
Think you can take me?
Yes.
Not the biggest confidence booster in the world. I'll catch up with you guys later. And he takes the shirt all the way off, freckles to the sun,
Woo!
and runs out to join the frisbee game.
And those guns out.
I'll pick it up and put it in my bag. And I'll look at Ivy and I'll say, he's not the brightest bulb, huh? I was gonna let him
Oh wait, hang on.
put sunscreen on me, but you just left, huh?
I'm running backwards for Hecate. Like, you want to go with us?
Not particularly.
Each
She
four?
starts to he starts to remove like the jean shorts that she's wearing on the outside and starts to unpack her little bag, and
Whoa, and those dams out.
she lays her specific towel down and she sits and she lays in the sun with her sunglasses face up and she goes, I'm content.
You just holler. And then I think baby takes out one of her little evidence bag things and then just takes a little picture of her.
Cute.
And then puts it back. And then runs
Evidence
off
of
to play
Hecate
frisbee.
having fun.
She will compile it into not a murder board, but like a dream wall, like a vision board of my friends enjoying themselves.
My friend's thriving.
I love the idea of having to distinguish a murder board versus a dream board.
It definitely looks like potential kills, but it's just enthusiasm for my friends.
So as you start to play frisbee, what are the teams going to be? So you and Backtrack and Boomerang and Poltergeist, when you get up to them, Backtrack runs up and he goes, room for two more? And Poltergeist looks over to them, and I think this is the first time anybody's seen Poltergeist shirtless. He's a very large man. And you see that he has caught the frisbee at this moment and is holding it, and he looks at you guys and he sort of blinks twice and he goes, yeah. We were just throwing it, but if there's are you suggesting making it competitive in some way? Is that can be arranged?
Yeah.
Boomerang Boomerang needs a cool 80s-y swimwear.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
I don't know what 80s swimwear was. So it has to look like the fucking exercise videos, right?
Oh yeah,
Very,
a
very
bright
short,
pastel pink one piece.
Yeah.
Shorts or something.
The
Maybe
high,
just,
high cut
Mhm.
tank top with the belt thing. Maybe she's wearing a couple of sweatbands or something.
Are there
And
just
teased.
Yep.
Are there just like shapes on the suit itself? Just random
Ooh,
shapes?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Very, very arcade floor.
Ye-
And you also notice her big red Merida hair is soaking up the beach so much. Her hair is enormous right now and cannot be contained. And she's not even trying to, honestly. It's just like all in her face. And she cackles this deep cackle. And then she turns to them, she goes, and she snatches the frisbee out of Poltergeist's hands. And he just kind of like, and she goes, all right, then, let's just get a little more interesting. Girls are team captains because that is the way of the world. All right, princess. Who goes first? Who chooses teams first?
I was like, well, oh yeah, we choose. Okay, yeah. Everyone's both scissors.
I'm just thinking about the fact that we got 2 of these for her. Okay. Balls. All right, fine. Have your pick.
I look at Backtrack and I'm like, Poltergeist.
He cracks his knuckles a little bit and he goes, good choice.
I literally can't with this man.
He smiles.
Oh, man.
He smiles at you a little too long and he goes, that was a joke, by the way. I don't know if that landed.
No, it was great.
It was
Cool.
great.
It was great. You're so good at humor.
You hear off from the sidelines, I thought it was funny.
Hi.
And you look over and sitting a good distance away so as not to get a frisbee to the face is Knock Knock.
Yes!
Yay!
I love her.
I think
do
that
too.
she's just wearing a big white t-shirt.
Love it.
It's like so big that it goes down to her knees.
Yes. Very
How
good.
far away is she?
Like far enough to kind of hear what's being said loudly
doing?
and like yell at the group who's frisbeeing. But far enough away to not get hit in the face with a frisbee and like not be part of the game. She's like watching from the sidelines.
Is she just
I want
watching?
to go say hi to her.
I love her.
So I do.
So she's just like sitting on her little blanket. I think that she has just a big bowl of potato chips to herself, just in her lap, cross-legged. So you run up to her and she goes, hi, Looney.
Hi. You fundamentally understand the beach. Yes. It's about the chips. It's about the sun. Yes.
Well, they're as close to French fries as is appropriate for the beach, I think. I was gonna smuggle some in, you know, and I guess I could get fries in the actual cove, but nobody else is in there. The beach is out here and I want to be social. So, I'm trying it. Am I doing good?
No, you got it. You aced
She
it.
brought her own chips.
I would
You
love
wanna
that.
play?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought you
Frisbee?
said
No. I like to watch and keep score. I'll be analyzing the game for sure, but too much activity for me, honestly.
Oh, so you're not
We've
gonna
had
help
enough
us?
training. We've had enough training in actual training. The beach is for sitting and being warm. I might pretend I'm a lizard on a hot rock.
You're so wise.
I think so.
Yeah. And then I jog back.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll a...
While you
Okay,
think
so
about it.
first I'm going to have you roll dexterity.
Oh.
And I'm
What's
going to
your
also
D6?
roll... you're a poltergeist, so he's not as dexterous. He doesn't have very much.
If I shout thoughts at him, can he hear them?
Like you're shouting, but in your brain.
Well,
Yeah.
it's...
Because he doesn't want to deliberately hear anyone's thoughts. But
Yeah,
I'm like, go left.
You can assume he's controlling it and not trying to read your mind right now.
Like if I project, if I'm just like, hey man, go left.
It's
You
astral
can try it.
projection, but just your
Yeah,
mental
you can.
voice.
Wait, actually, okay. Just make a willpower roll. Just
Okay.
try and will your thoughts at him loud enough that he'll just pick it up.
So that's D6s?
Yeah. However many you have in willpower.
2.
So 2. 2 out of how many
out of
did you
4.
roll? 2 out of 4. Okay. Half
Damn.
success. So you like think really hard at him and you see his head just kind of turn slightly, like questioning, like, what was that? Is it really like it didn't quite get there? And he stops for a second, but it's not gonna affect anything because it was 50% success.
Okay.
But now we know we can do that in the
So,
future.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll Dex for him. I think he is probably 3. And I need you to roll a Dex as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh. 2 successes. 2 out of 2.
So we got okay. And then I'm going to roll for the other team.
Ooh.
While you do that, I want to show off this doodle of Beach BB that I did.
Wow!
God!
Oh my god! Can you send that to me, please?
Yes.
That's so cute.
Like my new wallpaper?
Okay. So as you reach out and try to stretch with your mind toward Poltergeist, you see he's like distracted for a second and the frisbee just passes right by his head and you manage to catch it a little clumsily, but you get it. And then you throw it back and you see Boomerang crack her knuckles, get down into this like crouch, and then she leaps up into the air, kind of doing a corkscrew in the air, snatches the frisbee out of the air, and then throws it with this perfect like toward Backtrack. Backtrack smirks as he sees this coming. He jumps up, grabs it as well, stretching out his rippling abs as he does it, and lands in a 3-point landing with the frisbee and pops his head up and winks.
That's so bad for your knees.
1 point us. So for this, Boomerang rolled 7 successes on her own.
Oh my god!
What the hell?
Oh my god.
So the distribution of teams here, for it, you're talking about 2 martial arts focused characters who are dex builds. So it's like a billion dice versus a detective and a psychic.
Two Smarties.
Really funny. So round 1 did not go in your favor. We're now going to cut over to someone else who has something specific that they want to do, or someone that they want to seek out. Silhouette.
do. Okay.
Who are you seeking out?
Well, shit. I didn't know Knock Knock was here, but I guess I'm gonna look for Wi-Fi. I'm looking for Wi-Fi.
Okay. So Wi-Fi, you look for a little while. You did see her in the cave initially, like messing with the
Yeah.
robots, but she finally emerges from the cave after a few minutes, and she walks over to the. I'm gonna say she's going over to the music, and she starts fiddling, trying to like change the song, and you see that Rapido catches up with her. And he's got some trash beach fashion for sure.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh boy. I mean, he already dresses like Jimmy Buffett.
He does, yeah.
Okay. Hear me out. Speedo?
Ooh.
Only Speedo, but it has
Barefoot?
Whoa.
Well, he doesn't need shoes. And I think it either says "God won't let me die" or "Juicy on the butt." I think "Juicy."
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So he is dancing with QuickTime. The two of them are there. I think Snapshot is there as well, and I think that she's like trying to dance a little bit, but just is not the most successful at it. And you see that he's just going for it. He's like butt out, and had to scoot the chair for that one. And when Wi-Fi goes over and starts fiddling with the music, she switches to a different song, and Rapido, she goes, "No, come on! I was really going with that one. You're a cruel, cruel woman, Wi-Fi, and you know it."
What did she change it to?
I think she changed it to like an 80s pop station. Like a classic, like synthwave, like a retro, like a new future synthwave. That we've gone full circle where we're back in the 80s again.
I love Wi-Fi so much. Okay, I go over to Wi-Fi and I'm like, good tunes. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Really? I mean, I saw you at the assembly, but
that wasn't really like, I was like seeing you. I didn't like see you.
Have you been?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Considering everything that's happened, but now we're in a cave, and it's not on fire, or the beach, and that's really nice. Anyways, I got this bag, and I kind of like shake it, and it's like click, 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 click. And I'm like, do you wanna help me like build this?
Her eyes get big, and she's like, "Oh yes, I was fighting the good fight, trying to keep the music good, but
Damn.
this seems like a nobler cause."
I mean, place the playlist, and let Juicy over here, figure out the rest. And I open the bag to show her, and it's just a bunch of like metal parts. I feel like you wouldn't really be able to figure it out, except there's a big round dish. And I'm like, you want to go find some metal? It's a metal detector.
Ooh. Interesting.
I want us to scan the beach. I thought it'd be cool if we scan the beach together.
Okay. She goes, "Ooh, secret superhero retreat is bound to have something interesting. Or nothing, because they cover their tracks really well.
Or
let's find out."
Yeah, let's find out.
Okay, so go ahead and make an investigation check, and she's gonna do the same.
That's earth-shatteringly cute.
It's so aggressively on brand.
Ooh, I rolled terrible for her.
Oh no.
No.
She's distracted by Silhouette's beauty.
True.
Which one's investigation? Intelligence?
Yeah, just an intelligence check.
Sick. I didn't have my paper out. I apologize.
Okay.
Come on, give me good ones. Hell yeah. Oh my god, hell yeah. Okay. All right. Oh shit, that was a 6. Okay.
Is this the bit we're going with?
Yeah, I think
5 out of 4.
Ooh.
5 out of 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
So as you're going along, Wi-Fi is kind of getting distracted. You notice that as she gets like sand in her feet, she's just like,
Oh, that's so sad.
Anakin Skywalker over here.
That's why I wore my boots. And I'm Silhouette's obviously having a hard time raising her boots, but she's just like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
So, okay. Oh, I gotta think of something here. Okay, so as you are booping around, you're finding there's not a lot on the actual beach until you get closer to more on the east side of the rock wall that horseshoes around, that kind of contains this beach area, contains the cove. You start climbing up into the rocks a little bit. Something is beeping. Something is leading up here. And as you sort of skirt around, you find there's this little area that you actually have to like drop into. It's like this tiny little sort of enclosed damp area between some bigger rocks.
Okay.
It's kind of tight, just big enough for like you and a little change.
Yeah. Okay. I look over to her and I'm like, I mean, should we continue? I'm okay with going down.
I'm okay with you going down.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll go down.
In the name of science.
Yeah.
Science speed. So as you hop down, it's not a very long fall. It's maybe like 10 feet.
That seems like a long fall.
into like a mucky ground though. It's not
Okay.
it's not that bad. And you can also
Muck.
you can sort of climb yourself down too. You can lower yourself
Okay.
into it and then drop, right? So you drop into it, and your feet hit layers of squish in the ground. But this detector, which is taking up kind of more space than you in this tight area, it's going off. And it is not directly in the ground, but it's something wedged sort of between two rocks down at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Is it mucky because there's sand?
Yes, it's mucky because there's sand, and because you're out in the rocks, the water kind of seeps and saturates it on the bottom.
Okay. I kind of call out to Wi-Fi. I'm like, I think I found something. Just like I'm gonna try to move some stuff around. And
yeah, you do that.
I start like trying to maybe move some of the sand away, and wherever the rocks are, maybe just wiggle them a bit.
Okay. So go ahead and make, so you start to pull some of the muck, and you dig and dig and dig through some of the muck, and you see this glinting little bit of something silver.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's between two stones that are pretty heftily wedged into this bit here. So go ahead and make a strength check to pry one of these rocks away.
Girl's not strong. No successes.
No successes.
No.
So you reach toward this rock and you're pulling at it, and you just scrape along the kind of like slick surface of this wet rock, and you're not able to get it, but you're looking at it, and you can see very clearly there's something wedged underneath between these two rocks, and you just see this little, it's maybe like this big, like very tiny, almost coin-sized, and it's glinting bright silver.
Okay. I'm going to get out of the I'm going to climb out, and I'm going to try to look for help. So I look over at Wi-Fi. I'm like, you know, even after all this training we've done, I still got some bulking up to do. So I think it might be worth it to go get someone to help. Maybe someone stronger.
Stronger. All right. Now, who do you have in mind?
Maybe Ivy. I'm not sure who else is really strong.
Baby and I are strong.
Troubleshooters. Yeah, Troubleshooter's kind of strong.
Troubleshooter's kind of strong.
Who got those big muscles?
Helix.
Helix.
Yeah. You guys haven't seen Helix yet.
Where he at?
Oh wait,
He's one of the people I'm looking at.
Isn't Wi-Fi part of Helix's team?
No.
No, I think they were part of the same team.
Wi-Fi's team is so Wi-Fi and Rapido and Troubleshooter are on one team.
Right. Okay.
Would leave if you got Helix in onto your nerdery.
Really?
You can definitely try. You can try to find him.
I'm going to try to find Helix.
Okay. So so you get back out, you climb yourself out, and you already did that. You're talking to Wi-Fi. You guys step back out, back toward the main party, toward the beach, and you're a little mucky now. You got mucky feet, and the sand is like sticking to your feet.
Mucky boots.
Oh, mucky boots. Yeah, you're wearing boots. Yeah. So you make your way back to the party, and you're looking out for Helix, and you don't see him for a minute. And you do, as you're asking around, you actually go back up to Haramon, who you say you're also looking for him.
Well, I'm looking for I'm not like seeking out, but I am just looking for a couple people
Keeping an eye out.
to like see where to put my stuff so we can hang out. And I think the main three are Helix, Teatro, and Monarch.
Okay.
So like whoever I see first, I'll go over and like set up camp.
Okay. So that'll be the next thing that we do for sure.
Yeah.
For the moment, I'm gonna say that you do see Monarch, and Monarch is fluttering up. There's a moment where there's a shade over you, and you look and you do see that Monarch is flying not above the level of the rocks. She's being very careful not to go above the rock wall so people could see her. And you see that she has this white two-piece that has like a gold metal ring in the center that it's like tied around. And I think it's the, like, she's got the strapless kind. So it's like a gold ring and then the white, just like the band around. Very fancy. And her hair is like super wet. She's all glistening. She just got out of the water and she flutters with her wings and you see the water steaming off of her energy wings.
Oh my God, how?
And she lands and the wings go away and her hair goes back to normal and it's just like sizzling and she like flips it and it's like mostly dry.
Wait, is she on the ground now?
Yeah, she lands on the ground. She goes, "Oh, the water is so nice. Hi, Ramon, Silhouette, Wi-Fi. I'm so glad that you made it." And she tries to hug all of you at once and Wi-Fi is like, "Okay."
I embrace in the hug.
Yeah.
You look so pretty today.
Thank you. I'll try. You know, it's not every day you get to go to the beach. I mean, I guess you can, but you shouldn't. You know, you got stuff to do. We do.
Yeah, we definitely have stuff to do.
So what? Can I get you anything? Can I get a robot to get you anything?
You know, if you could get a robot to get me Helix.
You know, I've been looking for him. I was hoping he'd show up. He was invited. Everybody was.
It wouldn't be unlike him to not come, right?
Well, he was at the last one.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean he was. Yeah.
I'll ring Ivy. Oh wait,
Yeah,
do we have...
he's right there.
Oh, okay. Oh, Ivy, where's your boy?
My
Helix.
Yeah. He said he was coming. He's running a little late. He should be here any minute.
Okay. Why do you need him, Silhouette?
I need him to move some rocks. I got some rocks that need to be moved.
I think that's Haramon's genuine reaction. It's not how you could never expect that to come out of Silhouette's mouth. Why do you? Okay.
Well, because there's something shiny under the rock.
I mean, I can help you with that, I think. But if you really want Helix, I'm sure he would help you too.
I mean, fuck. Okay, Silhouette gets really flustered as soon as Heroin says that. She's like, "No, I mean, like, you can help me. Like, it's fine. I don't need Helix or anything."
Where's BB at right now?
I can come. I'm just standing there eating. I'm still eating the same hot dog that Ivy gave me. Well, I could also come try to help. Maybe together we can teamwork move this rock away.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't need Helix. I need someone to move these rocks.
So as you're starting to shout this, you just hear, "What about Helix?"
Oh.
And you look over back in the direction of the cave, and stepping up to the party on his own, you see Helix has arrived in this moment. His hair is currently tied kind of up and back, so it's like kind of falling back this way. He's got his usual black V-neck, really nothing different there. But he has like dark gray, I think cargo shorts on with a belt. And you see that he's carrying like a grocery bag, just like a paper grocery bag. And as he walks up, he goes, Did somebody need help?"
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask for some help to move some rocks because like you're like strong and stuff. But like I could just ask Caramon and BB.
I can move rocks. Why are we moving rocks?
There's something shiny underneath.
Okay. That's Interesting. And you see at this point, Monarch just takes the cue. As soon as she sees him, she runs up. She doesn't try to hug him. She knows better than that. But she runs up to you, goes, Helix, I'm so glad. I thought you weren't going to come for a minute there. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was late. I had to get... And he reaches into the bag and he pulls out this completely unchilled just bunch of cans, like a box of cans of root beer. He brings it up and he goes, I have root beer. I don't know if anybody wants. It's
root beer is great.
Herman will just like lean over to BB and say, "This is the most adorable thing I've ever seen."
I agree. And BB reaches over and takes a root beer.
That's not cold at all.
Yeah, I figured.
And as he's holding it, he goes, I'm sorry I didn't bring anything more fun.
I brought a pheasant.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I haven't had that in a while.
Cook it up soon. I don't know if he knows how, so maybe I should do it, but I think the challenge is good for him.
Oh my god, Hermone cooking? Yes.
Love it.
All he gave her was like salty pasta, right?
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah. I think Hermone is like the house cook. So that one time it was like rough.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
He just kind of scratches the back of his head for a second and he looks down and there's this awkward moment of silence for a second and Monarch goes, I personally love root beer. Come on, give it. It's all good. And she takes it from him and she looks around. She goes, oh, Wolf. Well, hey, Wolf. And she calls over and you see White Wolf, who you have seen once before when you went to talk to Solar Flare. He's on Solar Flare's team. He is the snow miser looking guy. He's kind of petite, skinny. His skin it looks like frostbitten. His skin is like white and icy. His hair stands up like anime style because it's constantly like cold textured. If that makes cold textured. What am I talking about? But like his hair like goes straight back like fire and is rigid in these like big spikes that just fall down around his ears. And these icy blue eyes that he has with this, he walks over and you see that he actually has his own umbrella and you see that his skin is sort of glittering a little bit in the direct sunlight, like ice crystals. And he has this big umbrella and he walks right up. He's still like fully clothed. And he looks at Monarch with this just disdainful look. And he looks at the root beer and back at her and back at the root beer. She puts it on the table. He puts his hand on it and you see this surge of ice crystals. And suddenly the root beer is encased in this like, you know, when something's been in the fridge too long or like at the grocery store when there's like ice crystals all around the ice cream that's in the back. He just does that to the entire box. And then he takes his hand off and he looks at Monarch with just the coldest expression. He goes, I am not your bloody refrigerator, Monarch. He turns around and just hops away.
Wait, could you do mine too? And then he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's walking away.
Well, you know, I brought whatever's under that rock, so.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go move some rocks.
Yeah. All right. And I walk away.
My dark horse rare pair ship.
So Helix goes with you. And
oh my
as
God,
you're
just
walking,
Helix? Where's Wi-Fi?
No, Helix. Wi-Fi's there too. Wi-Fi's there too. Now, as you guys are walking, he's not really saying much. He's just sort of like.
So you having fun? You like the beach?
Yeah, I haven't been in a while, but yeah, you know, I like outside in general. It's pretty all right.
Yeah, outside is good. Light is good. I personally love light.
Yeah. So have you been?
I'm okay. I hate this. I'm okay. You know, just finding metal. I think it's metal. I don't know what it is.
He actually does laugh a little bit and he goes, Well, it's nice to see that Team Pantheon is still... I don't really know. I don't know what you guys do, but it's working.
Like fighting fires, stuff like that.
Finding bits of soggy metal, yeah.
Okay, well, it can't be soggy. It can be mucky. I'm mucky right now, but...
Wi-Fi goes, she's right. That's a rookie mistake, Helix.
Yeah. You know.
And you bring him to that place, and he looks down into the hole. He goes, eh. And he just sort of drops himself into it. He just steps off and
Of course he does.
into the hole. You hear the thud of him landing in the muck.
I go, I think you'll need this, and I reach down and hand him the metal detector.
Okay. You hear this little bit of like rustling around, and you hear this of a rock being pulled out of some very sinky muck. He goes, oh, here, hold on. And he comes back up in a minute. He pulls himself out, and he lands in front of you. And he puts out his closed fist, and he opens it. And you see this muck-covered silver ring.
Ooh. I run over to like the shore. What the hell do you call it?
Where the water is?
The water,
The
yeah.
water line? Yeah.
Where the water is. Oh, what the hell do you call a shore? LOL.
The
Well,
shore.
we're at the beach. And I got a good grip on it, and I try to like wipe away the muckiness to like see it better.
So you clean it off, and you see this very nice silver ring. But the thing that you notice is that when you turn it on the inside, there's this strange sort of patterning. It almost looks similar to the sound dampening towers, how it's sort of nano lines that are going across the inside, but they're scratched and they're broken in places.
Mm.
And you see that there is this very faint kind of button on the inside of the ring as well. Like to be like pressed in. You push it, and there's this little sort of sputter. In fact, it kind of shocks in your hand a little bit. Not enough to do damage, but you see there is a line of very faint electricity, like light, like a little blue light that goes across those lines on the inside patterning, but it's broken in places. And it can't, and where it like is broken, it sparks a little bit and nothing really happens.
Ooh. Okay, I go over to Wi-Fi and I just like show her this ring, and I point out the little like blue like broken bits of it, and I'm like, Wi-Fi, like look at this. I mean, like I didn't bring that much, but like, do you think this is something we could like fix together?
I'm rolling for shit for her.
Oh,
So she looks at it and she goes, it's pretty damaged. It's good metal though. It looks like I think this is Silver Peaks metal. From the look of it, it has a little more luster. So Silver Peaks is another of the Alma cities. It's on the other side of the continent. And I mean, you're not even on the continent, but the continent that is closest to First City, that's right across the shore. All the way to the western side of it, there is this settlement that was made by Alma very early on when people were settling this continent. There are these huge mountains, and they built the city in the top like levels interconnecting the mountains. And the reason they did that is because there's this ore in those mountains that makes this really, really powerful but light silver. And it's become like this very big industrial boom sort of a place. It's a center of industry because they export that metal to anybody who wants to build light but sturdy materials. So you'll see this as the foundation of a lot of buildings in the First City. Certain weapons will be made of it, but that's a little tricky because it's very armor piercing, and it also conducts electricity a little bit better than other metals might.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dang. I don't know what to do with this.
So you can make a check. You can make an intelligence
Can I?
on
Okay.
this. Yeah.
This over.
Since it's an electronics thing, would it count as a gadget?
I think it doesn't count as a gadget right now because she
You don't
doesn't
know
know
what
what
it
it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. Okay. So you're looking at the wiring on this thing. You're looking at the impression on it. And you start to sort of figure, you're putting some pieces together here based on stuff that you know. And you're looking at the specific patterning and where it's broken. And you start to think that this is some sort of like sneaky kind of remote control for something.
Ooh. A remote. Mischievous.
The button that you see and the other sort of sensors that are inside the ring here, like on the inside of the ring, it looks like it's designed to control something with slight finger movements and for you to spin it to get different controls rather than buttons. So it controls something.
Okay.
You might be able to fix it.
Okay.
And it might not be too hard to do.
Can I try with like whatever I have?
Yeah. So you can take some time and try to fix it. And we're going to move over to BB because BB hasn't done a whole lot.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to look over at Haramone and Ivy, and I'm going to be like, Ivy, you're busy, but I was thinking about going surfing. Is that something that you guys would be interested in? And backtrack too, whoever's there.
Backtrack still embroiled in the frisbee game.
Right. Yes.
He goes, I don't personally know how.
Well, I don't either.
Oh.
It's just going to be a fun learning experience together with friends.
He looks over and he looks over to Monarch, and Monarch goes, "Oh, I'll do that."
Oh, cool. Well, I was just gonna go. I'm gonna go see if anybody else is interested, and I'll be back, and we can kind of like paddle out, I guess. So then she goes to find Troubleshooter.
Okay.
But she's gonna stop by the bar really quick and grab 2 beers, and then go try to find Troubleshooter.
Oh my god.
Okay. So you go and find Troubleshooter. I think that she is. Ooh, there are a lot of different directions we could go with this. She's digging a hole.
What? There are many options. She is digging a
hole.
hole.
Yeah, and she's getting pretty far too.
So what?
Like it's a pretty decent hole. Like you can't quite stand in it, but you could sit in it at this moment. And she's just like digging with her hands and like a broken soda can. Like she cut off the top of a soda can and is just like just aggressively digging a hole.
Looking for the ring.
The one ring.
Hey, it looks like that work you're doing there is pretty difficult. So I got you this because that's what people do. And she hands over the beer. She does not crack her own. She just kind of puts it on the ground next to her.
She looks at it and looks back at you. She goes, "You are the most hilarious kind of dance."
Oh no.
And she smiles. Kind of wickedly, but also not maliciously.
Well,
control yourself, BB.
I was hoping to invite you. Some of us are going to try to go surfing. I've never done that before, but I thought it would be a fun thing to do with friends.
Well, I haven't exactly had a lot of opportunities to spend time in the waves where I come from. But if you're interested in trying to drown, that's your prerogative, and I will gladly watch the fireworks there.
Well, by the by, what are you doing with the ground right now?
You ain't never dug a hole before?
No, I've dug. I mean, not a hole this big, but like I've done it. What is the purpose of this exercise?
This exercise.
It's the damn beach. Does there need to be a purpose? I just like digging a hole. And she cracks the beer open with her sand-covered hand, and she takes a sip and she grimaces. She goes, fancy rich person garbage. She takes another drink. She goes, never mind, it'll get you there regardless.
Well, you can have mine if you want. Invitation is gonna remain open. It's gonna be me and Monarch and maybe some other people. So,
oh, the princess is trying to give you surfing lessons?
I don't think she hails from royalty. I think she's just, has that royal accent. But yeah, it's good seeing you. Have a good day. And she runs away. She sprints away.
Spurs in the sand.
Yeah.
As you're running away, you can swear that you hear her laughing. She is genuinely chuckling to herself.
Oh. So I return to Monarch and I'm like, all right, looks like it's gonna be us. Yeah, Hair Mom, you interested?
Oh, I'm not getting my hair wet.
Oh,
So.
fair enough. That's a good call.
Everyone out here cooking pheasant.
True.
Not yet, but soon.
That's unfortunate. I could get you a wrap or something if you want.
I'd rather not risk it.
All right, darling, I'm not going to press. Sure, yeah. All right, I'll give you some good lessons then.
All right.
Right, it's real simple. You just got to not die.
That was what Troubleshooter was saying as well. I didn't expect this to be as dangerous as it is.
No, it's fine. Hey, if you go down, I'll dive right in there, flutter you out. Let it split. It'll be fine.
Great. So we just grab some boards, I imagine, and paddle out.
Yeah. As you guys are on your way out too, actually, you do hear somebody else running, calling after you. Goes, oh, well, you going to catch the wives then? And as you look over your shoulder, you see Canvas, who you had only seen briefly before. The sort of pudgy, long hair, scruffy beard, big rosy cheeks, big smile, covered in woman. Okay, I think I described this wrong the first time, but he has a lot of tattoos. He has various different kind of insects and animals, and then the big long squiggly lines across his arms. He's got a board with him, and as he runs up to you guys, he's like, "Do you got room for one more?"
Yeah, I'd say so. Actually, have we met yet? I'm BB.
Oh, Canvas. Yeah, me and your team had a little brief interaction through a duel, but
right, yeah,
we haven't had a real opportunity to talk and get to know each other.
Well, howdy. I forgot.
Howdy.
Actually, I want to ask two other people as well. I want to run off and actually try to find Porter and Echo really quick, and actually Link if they're here as well, and see if any of them are interested in surfing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that Link is again not here.
Yeah. They go home on the weekend, right?
Or yeah.
Yeah.
And that's been like clockwork. Link seems to go home every weekend, even this one. But you do find Porter. And I think he's just dancing his heart out with Rapido.
Yes, my dude.
Who, since Wi-Fi has been gone, has already changed the music back to just the most aggressive dance pop.
Is Echo there as well, or is it just Porter?
I think Echo is sitting on the next to the dance floor, under the tent, with her big old sunglasses on. I think for once you don't see her wearing a hat. She's not wearing her usual beanie.
Whoa.
So she's got her green ombre hair is just sort of flowing free at the moment. I think she's got like a t-shirt on, and she's probably rocking the jean shorts as well. And she's sitting there eating a hot dog, just sort of laughing at Porter trying to dance.
I had one of those hot dogs. It was good. Hello,
Hi.
Porter Echo, surfing?
I could surf. It's been a minute, but yeah. To get my sea legs back.
Let's do it then. It's gonna be us and Monarch and Canvas, I think he said his name was. Porter?
Porter, in the middle of dancing, goes, I'm kind of working up a sweat here. I've never done it. Is it?
I haven't either. It's a learning experience for.
Oh, it's lessons?
Yeah.
I would love to take lessons.
Let's do it then.
All right,
this
cool.
This is such a squad. I love this. Okay.
And as the crowd gathers, you get back over, and Canvas is just like, you see him getting progressively a little bit more nervous the more people you bring. And he's just like, oh, it's a right party then.
Yeah, I mean, Porter and Echo and Team Fulcrum and Team Pantheon have just been kind of friends since like day one, so just thought it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, it's been way too long since I've been out in it, out in the blue, so to speak. Ocean, that is.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that turn of phrase. Shall we do it?
Okay, so Monarch begins to just give a rundown, and Canvas actually helps. The two of them start to give you a little bit of rundown. And I'm not going to go into detail because I actually have no idea how surfing works.
Me neither.
Never attempted it. But she's
montage
going to...
of like paddling on the sand and then standing up.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna roll for her to try and teach you something.
You got this, Monarch.
I did roll 1 success out of 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank goodness.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So she does manage to actually like impart some key principles, and you're able to go out into the water and start sort of paddling on your stomach a little bit in the shallower areas. And over time, we'll come back and see how you do with that. I want to cut back to Haramon now and see what you've been doing. Who are you trying to talk to?
Oh, geez. Well, she still hasn't sat her shit down.
Mhm.
So I think she's going to look for people who are sitting with like an open, towel spot.
Okay. There's a lot of spots set up for sure. But people who are just sitting already.
Yeah.
As you look around, you notice you very clearly see Knock Knock sitting on the side there. And you see Menagerie has come back now. He's not sitting, he's just kind of making the rounds. And as you're sort of watching his flight plan, you catch sight of Teatro, who is sitting kind of close to Matryoshka, but not really.
Oh.
She's like, they're on two sides of adjoining towels. And she's like brushing some sand out of her hair at this exact moment. And Teatro is, he's kind of wearing the same stuff that he always does in a way, where he's got that like open black like cardigan with the hood, but the hood is currently down. And his hair is, I think for the first time, pulled back into a big sort of curly bun. So you can see more of his precious little angel face than you usually can. And he's just sort of sitting there in the sun, looking around, not really sure what he wants to do at this moment. And he catches your eyes, and he's
I will walk over and I will very theatrically like take off the caftani sort of cover up thing just to sort of like hopefully to pull attention to me and like break the tension that Haramon could probably like infer is happening here. And then she'll just plop her stuff down and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
It's quite warm. The breeze is okay, but I don't like the heat this much. But it's
He has such a way with words.
Well, at least it's not humid, because then we both would be suffering. So, you know.
that is true. It seems odd to be trying to celebrate when everything is as it is. The information that was released, I have many questions and concerns.
I mean, sometimes you just have to like take a step back, take a breather, then return to the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I am content to try to relax. It has been an eventful half of a semester.
Yeah.
And you hear Matryoshka behind him go, "That's effect. Hello, Yermon.
Hi.
Hi.
You look beautiful as always.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's the beach. It's warm and I'm out of adjectives.
Do you guys want to go wading or anything?
Oh, like go in the water.
Yeah.
I would love to, Teatro. Oh, okay. I don't particularly want to get my hair wet.
Well, me neither.
It's not a fun feeling for
that's
me.
why I think we both have Yep. We're on the same page.
As he gets up, he sort of tries to shrug off his... no, he doesn't try. He shrugs off his cardigan thing. And you see his tattoo very clearly now, like maybe more clearly than usual, the outline of his comedy and tragedy masks. And you can't help but notice Matryoshka like watching him, and then when she notices that he sees, like she looks away like, no, I wasn't.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, jeez.
And it's at this point that I think it's worth noting, now that you've been here and you're seeing everybody that you've been around for, a month and a half or so, you're noticing that everyone does genuinely look a bit stronger, a bit more toned, a bit more weathered. Some people have a couple of little bruises from training. But Teatro is a particular example because when you met him, he is a very kind of like skinny framed, like he's not a particularly muscular person, But as you look at him right now, you see like a little bit of definition starting to show in his stomach that wasn't there before. Mm-hmm. Just like the little barest hint of like, oh, he's like getting stronger. Whoa. And as you're like having that thought, you see that Matryoshka is having that thought, and then immediately tries to make it clear that no, that's not what I'm thinking about at all. And she gets up.
Mind readers, I don't have a crush.
She gets up. She goes, "I'll do my best not to splash either of you then, but no promises." And she goes bounding off toward the water.
Love her.
And Haramon will like lean in to Teatro and say, "Okay, I won't kill her because she's your teammate, but if she gets my hair wet, I'll kill her."
I mean, it would be unpleasant, but it would not be a crime.
And Haramon starts walking.
Oh, all right, that's weird. I'm talking to myself. Okay. He trails after you, and you guys go down into the water.
Yep.
So we'll cut back to that in a minute. I want to go back to the Frisbee game.
Yeah.
Can I get a read on how I've immediately forgotten his name, even though I'm in love with him. What's his
Poltergeist?
name?
Poltergeist.
Yeah, what's Poltergeist doing?
So you guys have been
Like, can I get a read on like his emotional state, or just like on
Ooh.
his like how
What are
he's
his
doing?
vibes?
yeah. Go ahead and
Vibe
make
check.
go ahead
Go
and
ahead and
make
do a vibe check.
willpower. Yeah, go ahead and make a willpower on him to try and gauge his vibes. You can do it intelligence wise too if you want to just like look at body language. Willpower is generally more for like an insight check kind of a situation where you're trying to gauge what's going on in his head. Whereas investigation intelligence is more like looking at physical cues.
I feel like intelligence would make more sense, but I have more willpower dice.
Yeah. I mean, for what it sounds like you want to do, willpower makes sense.
Okay. Oh, that's all successes. It's 4 out of 4 successes.
4 out of 4 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dialed in.
Hell yeah.
with that, looking at Poltergeist's general body language, he seems at first like, oh, this guy's like pretty naturally social. You saw him before in a more isolated environment, in a one-on-one environment. He was like a little awkward, but very controlled. In this environment, it seems like he's sort of peacocking during the game just a little bit. As the game goes on,
What does that mean?
I think it turns to a
He's
power-friendly game. So he starts using his power to catch the frisbee. So it'll come to him and you'll see it just stop inches from his head and he'll flick his hand over this way. You notice a lot of hand motions when he does it. He does a lot. It's like he's painting through the air to move stuff. So he reaches up and he reaches toward the frisbee and stops it in the air, and then he throws it over to you. And in that moment, you see that he's very like, he's playing up his movements. He's smiling. He's very natural. But then with your investigation, with your willpower that you're looking for intention, you see that there's still something very controlled about his body language. And in a social environment, it almost seems like he has more opportunity to lean on an activity, to lean on a crowd rather than a one-on-one thing. So he is making himself more able to function. But watching Backtrack, someone who is very naturally social, you can see a clear difference with Poltergeist, and it's expertly done. It's only because you're so intuitive and looking for it that you see that this is something that is practiced for him.
It's
He's
more
grounding
like a
himself.
performance of having fun, or is he actually having fun?
He seems to be actually having fun, but he's using it to make sure that people can see that he's having fun.
Oh, there's an intentional thing to like let other people know that he's having fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So that is really interesting. Are we winning?
So I think we should do 3 rounds total. So we did 1 and you lost the first one.
Okay.
So we're going to do another one. So yeah, let me have this time, do you want to do agility instead of dexterity for trying to...
I want to use my, because since we're using powers now, I want you to take it out of something.
Okay.
Oh my
Am
God,
I-
I'm so
am I-
ready.
Am I on the ocean side or the cliff side?
So the rocks and the cliffs, they spread out in a horseshoe around the beach.
Yeah, is my back to the cliffs or is my back to the ocean?
I think your back would be to the cliffs and the ocean would be like off on your left side.
Okay. Oh.
Or right side, depending on which way you're facing.
Oh, so it's like ocean here, I'm here.
Yeah. You're like on the beach. To one side is the ocean. If you turn your head the other way, you see like the cave mouth a ways away. It's pretty sizable little cove, so.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's a world where I can take kinetic energy out of a wave.
Ooh.
That's very interesting. If you guys get close enough to the water.
Like if like he's throwing and I'm backing up into like a wave because I'm like, okay, I see he's doing a thing here.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna have Poltergeist throw with his power.
Oh, let me can I try to shout brain? Trying to do so many things. I was gonna, like, if I can, I'll try to brain power. Like, it'd be like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to do a thing. I don't know, try to communicate that, but.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say that it starts to work because he's starting to realize you're trying to do that. And as with this understanding, I think that's gonna add a level of advantage here because you're literally telepathically communicating with him. And you hear his voice in your head go along.
Okay.
You see him reach up toward the frisbee. He's just spinning it with a finger, like a few inches away from his finger. And he very quickly, his eyes dart to you. He swoops his hand really quickly, like he whips it out, and the frisbee spins like crazy, straight shot towards you. And it'll be kind of easier to grab because you know, oh, my dice. Okay, so now I'm going to roll willpower for, ow, I pulled on my cord. I'm going to roll willpower for him to throw it with his power. 2, 3, 4. That's 4. That's pretty good. So he throws it straight at you, and you're now going to have, between the telepathy and him throwing it so well, I think I'm going to give you 2 levels of advantage so you can re-roll 2 failures.
Okay, so am I rolling my power dice or am I rolling... am I catching it first and then...
So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll dexterity or agility to try and catch it.
Okay.
But I want you to roll your power die on top of it. So roll a d12 as well.
I have 2 d12s.
In your power?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll 2 d12s with like on top of whatever you're rolling for this, because you're using your power to siphon from the.
Let me pop some of that ASMR in there.
Hey.
Okay. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay.
So successes on the d12 are 7 and up.
Okay, so I have 1 very, very good success. I have like a 9 and then I have like a 2 on my d12s.
Okay, so just count the total number of successes across all dice.
Okay. Oh, damn. Okay, so on powers, I have 1 out of 2, and then on agility, I have 1 out of 3.
Okay.
Oh,
That's still 1.
But did you do the reroll? The advantage reroll?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you have 2 advantages.
Good catch, Eric.
Thank you. Wait, re-rolling my like agility or powers?
Either. Just re-roll 2 failures.
Okay.
And then we'll see if you catch it.
Ooh, okay. That's so that's like 2 successes on power dice and then 2 out of 4 on agility.
Hey.
Nice.
Okay, so as this thing is coming towards you, you pull power out from the waves, and if anyone were looking, they might even be able to see it. One of the waves that is rolling in and getting bigger and bigger, there's this little chunk of it that caves in on itself, and the wave just sort of and doesn't quite break to the full point that it should. And as you feel that power, you leap up higher than a person should and do your own little spin move, and you grab the frisbee out of the air and land. You hear Backtrack whistle very loudly for you.
Oh my god, how cute.
So, Baby Loney, as you land, you now know the score is tied 1-1. One more round will decide this. All powers are allowed. I'm not sure how Frisbee becomes competitive, but what I'm thinking is that, like, when the Frisbee is passed to your team, like, it goes to one team member and they catch it, and then if they successfully throw it to the other teammate and the teammate catches it, that's a point for your team because you caught, like, no one missed, you know? If at any point someone misses when it's their go, they lose a point to the other team. So you now have to throw to the other team, and this will be the deciding point for who wins the game.
The thing that I was thinking with the wave and the taking like him slingshotting it at me is that I would like use that energy to absolutely eat it?
Yes. So because you absorbed a bit of the energy, I think you can put a D12 into your throw. So you can throw with, I'm going to say strength or dexterity, and then add a D12 on top of that. Are you throwing it to backtrack, or are you throwing it to boomerang?
Backtrack, because boomerang seems too agile. Okay, so it's a 4 and up for success on the sixes. So I got.
And sixes are 2.
Huh?
Sixes are 2 successes. Whenever you get a 6, it counts for 2 successes.
Oh, then I got 2 successes, and I did not get a success on my power dice.
Wow.
I mean, I got like a 4 out of 12. So.
Backtrack rolls no successes.
Oh.
Get dunked on, bud. Oh no. So as you take this energy, you hurl the frisbee with this insane momentum. It's going toward him. Backtrack jumps up to get it, and as it goes by his hand, he feels how fast it's going, and he's like, whoo, and he ducks back away from it and lands back on his butt. And the frisbee just collides into the sand quite a ways away. It keeps flying for like a while.
It doesn't stop. It never stops.
And as this happens, Poltergeist is just smiling, and he looks over at Knock Knock, who is just vigorously applauding.
Oh.
Baby Loni does a little wiggle dance over for a high five.
To whom?
From Poltergeist.
From Poltergeist. You go over, and you see the he actually just arches an eyebrow, and he reaches his hand up, and he goes to high five you, but he stops halfway there, and you feel the smack.
Whoa!
Whoa.
That's really cool.
Yeah!
That was cool.
Yeah!
Did I notice you did something to the water?
Yeah, I took the kinetic energy out of it.
Out of an actual wave.
Yeah.
That's a little frightening.
And I added some of yours. And then, you know.
Yeah. That is frightening, which in its own way I appreciate, because you're not particularly frightening.
That's what I really find fascinating about you, is that you have like great power but also great responsibility, and I dig that.
Thank you. No question mark. Thank you. I appreciate that. And as he's about to say something else, you hear Backtrack go, "This is really touching, guys, but ow." And good job, but ow.
Oh, was it a competition, or did you think you were gonna win? Or I'm sorry. Oh.
And Knock Knock goes, "You're a sore loser, butt crack." He looks over and he goes, "Well, I know when I'm beat."
Butt crack is such a funny thing to make fun of him for.
He runs over to the water and just dips his hands in and starts just like he definitely got some burn from trying to touch the bullet frisbee that you just threw at him.
Get wrecked, butt crack.
Boomerang just puts her hands on her hips and she looks back and she goes, I'll admit that was a very, very good move.
I will admit, I was very afraid to go against you.
I would be too, honestly. I will say, I'm not bloody getting that. So, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I've burger me. And she runs back over.
I'm gonna say Loni is opening up her files, because of course she brought it with her, and blasted out hologram style, and is file searching all of Backtrack's names to butt crack, and just replacing, and then closing that up.
as you're doing that, Poltergeist kind of starts talking a little bit quieter than he was previously, as everybody else is kind of dispersed. Knock Knock is far enough away. He goes, Knock Knock has taken quite a liking to you.
She's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, she's the best. It's just how delicately to put this. People are often put off by the way she is.
How to put this delicately? I kind of worry with like my own power with being off-putting, and I think I have a wider range of affection for people who are off-putting.
I can appreciate that. I think she wants French fries.
You should get her French fries.
Would you?
Do you need help carrying French fries?
Well, generally, no. I could just, but the company would not be the worst thing in the world.
All right, let's get those French fries.
Knock, knock, Bryce. She shoots up. She goes, Bryce. And she goes off running toward the cave mouth. Slow down. Bryce. And the two of you begin to trail after her to go find a place to get French fries in the cave mouth shopping mall.
There is a, like, if he walks forward just a little bit, there is like a little victory shimmy. Like, before she like catches up and like he's walking.
Maybe Backtrack turns around and sees them walking away, and Baby Lonnie's just like looking at him like, eh!
Yeah. And I would say too that you've probably had quite a few like interactions with him already by this point. You have like the beginning of a friendship, but he hasn't opened up very much. Just because if you've been hanging out with Knock Knock a lot, he's kind of always around. Mm-hmm. Not always. Like she does go off and do stuff on her own. She has like her own life, but he's who she hangs out with the most. And especially if you like went over to their house to like watch TV with her, which I think is the main thing that she'll want to do with you.
Big cartoons. It's about the tunes.
Then you would have encountered him a lot by this point. So this isn't like the first time that you guys have spoken in a while.
No, but
it is a victory.
This is a milestone.
Yeah. All right. So the next bunch of things that you guys are doing, at least with regard to BB surfing and Silhouette trying to fix this ring, these are things that are gonna like kind of lead us time-wise into the future a little bit because they're gonna take some time. So let's start with BB. So one of your teachers rolled a success, the other did not. So Canvas was just way too nervous trying to show you what to do and was not able to impart anything cohesively.
It happens.
So you have one level of advantage. You can re-roll one die on a surfing. Surfing is probably agility.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Surf check with one level of advantage.
Surfs up. No successes.
Oh.
No successes.
No successes.
Okay. So as you how
I was imagining the whole squad lined up surfing in unison, and that is just not going to be what happens.
So I'm going to say that you've been trying to kind of get it for an hour.
Yeah.
You've been kind of on your belly trying to get it, and you're getting kind of bored. You're getting kind of good at that. So you're like, I want to get up on it, right? So as soon as you try to stand up on it, this big wave just comes crashing down and you get knocked off, swept up under, ass over tea kettle. And there's this moment where you're like, oh no, trying to find your way back out. And
oh no, I'm in the ocean.
You're in the ocean. And as you're trying to kind of swim your way out of this wave, there's this moment where you hear this sort of whoosh sound, something smacking against the water. Then you see these dark black tendrils. These two sort of snake-like, like whipped tendrils. They smack against the water and then carve in and down, and they snake out towards you and wrap around you like lassos. And you feel the feeling of them is very, very strange. It's not cold per se, but it's like a little bit gelatinous, ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel slick, but then when they tighten around you, they hold. And you feel your body being yanked out by the stomach out of this water. And as you're pulled out, you see on his surfboard, sort of on his knees, is canvas. And you see that those tattoos of the long squigglies down his arms are no longer on his arms. They're held in his hands.
Ooh.
They stretch out from the arms, and they're now in his hands as three-dimensional objects.
Sick.
And as he's holding on to the reins of these ropes, as soon as he pulls you out and up, he paddles over to you. Monarch flies over as well, and she lifts you back up onto your board. And as soon as you're up, he retracts them, and you feel them uncoil themselves from you and then retract back onto two-dimensional shapes on his arms.
Gotcha. BB goes and like coughs / chokes up a little bit of water. That did not go how I intended it to go.
They bring you back to shore a little bit, and as you're having this conversation, Canvas sort of pats you on the back a little bit. He goes, "It's all right. You all right, mate? Better out than in."
Yeah, no, I'm good. And she looks over to see if Troubleshooter was watching.
She was. And she is now, you can only see her from like clavicle up at this point as she's standing in this hole. You see her just laughing uproariously. She raises her expensive beer up to you and just takes the last swig of it, crushes the can, and tosses it out behind her.
So much power.
So much power. BB just kind of nods and like acts like she's laughing, but it's really like, oh. Yeah, I think. How did Porter and Echo do? Are they just shredding?
So I think Echo already knows how to do this.
Yeah.
So you see Echo is just surfing. She's just out there. And you see every so often, you'll see Porter continuously like falling off and then teleporting himself back onto the board.
Oh, that's so good.
And then he'll fall off and then teleport back onto the board. So he never lets himself fall completely, but he's not surfing. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, I think I'm gonna go join Hecate and just kind of laying still and not endangering myself. Thank you guys.
It was still a good time. Lesson learned, no real danger of death. That's what fellow people with powers are for.
It felt, no lie, pretty dark there for a minute. The ocean is powerful, and now I know that. Lesson learned.
Too bad Indigo's not here lifeguarding.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye. And she just kind of walks away. Thank you. And just, trudges away, feeling clumsy and a little embarrassed.
G'day.
Good day to you as well.
And so yeah, Monarch kind of flutters around. She hovers over you, checks on you, is like poking and prodding, like, but she'll.
I promise I'm good. Thank you.
So, Silhouette is. Do you recruit Wi-Fi to help you with this?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
So the two of you are sitting together trying to do this. So what we can do is we can either have both of you roll gadget checks individually, or you can roll a gadget check and roll, because she's helping you, you can roll it with full rerolls.
Ooh. Okay. Let's do like each of us does our roles.
Individual roles? Okay.
Yeah. What would it would just be intelligence?
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Full success for Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Wow. 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So between the two of you, you start sort of soldering. There's a lot of soldering work that's required here.
Okay.
Um,
Soldering on the beach.
yeah. And as you get into this, I'm going to say it takes you about an hour and a half of precise work.
Okay.
So by this point, it's getting to be maybe close to like 2, because you got in here finally about like noon, you messed around for half hour or so. So yeah, it's about 2 o'clock by this point. And you finish reconnecting all of those little pathways, and you know exactly what you're doing. The two of you really have it down, but because it's such a small object, the two of you have to keep kind of passing it back and forth and doing this really, really precise work. The tools that are required here are like precision small tools. And because you don't exactly know what this thing controls too, but you're sort of working the pathways, and around that time, you feel like you've gotten it to a place where whatever it does should be working. You see it lights up when you kind of initiate it. Those blue lights flare up for a second and then back down. So you can hit the button and see what it does now, or try to see what it does.
I hit that button.
So you hit the button.
And the cove explodes and catches on fire.
As you hit the button,
Oh,
you hear this like boop, 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 boop sound
Okay.
as all of the Rollybots, the Rollybot servants, suddenly turn their attention to you. They all roll back into their Rollyball form, roll back up to you, and they're now gathered around you. So all of the ones that were in a certain radius of you, all the ones that are in this section of the beach. So I'm going to say altogether 4 of them. There are 4 of these bots.
Okay,
They dropped what they were doing. A couple of them even have like drinks and food that they didn't serve. They just came straight here.
Mm-hmm.
And as they unfurl themselves, these squat little robots, the little legs come out and the little arms. They look at you, and their screen-like faces, they're not screen-like, they are screens, go to this sort of like waiting for command screen. It seems like this is an override control for these specific robots.
Yo. I stand. Okay, if we're at like a table, I'm imagining we're at a table. I stand on top of the table and I look down at them and I'm like, "Hey, buddies, what's going on?" And I'm inviting Wi-Fi to stand on this table with me.
So Wi-Fi is just beaming, and she's like, "This is the most important discovery that will be made today on this beach."
I could not agree more. Well, like, I mean, they already do stuff for us. Like,
They're solid craftsmanship, pretty straightforward, not up to par of something that QuickTime could, or not Quick, sorry, not up to par of something that, Dr. Quickstep could make, but
that's fair.
we could probably make some improvements.
To the robots?
Why not?
Oh my god. Okay.
We could also just test they're on standby right now. I think you found an override switch.
I wonder how much I could tell them to do. Like, do you think I'm trying to think outside the box. What is something we could do with them that they don't already do, Like, Could they go like? Could we make them do little pranks instead of serve
It's
things?
possible. I mean, I think we should try and figure out exactly what they can do. Give the ring a spin. Try to get a feel for the controls.
Oh yeah, I forgot it spins. Okay, I spin it like I'm assuming there's maybe like a notch. I spin it like a notch.
Yeah. So it is kind of like, have you ever seen like a D20 ring where it has that spinning thing and you spin it with your thumb and the outer layer of it spins around?
Okay, yeah.
It's like that. So you're spinning it, and as you're doing that, you notice there's a cursor on their faces and you're scrolling through their command deck.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
And as you're looking at all of the different things they can do, you're looking at like the different, like they can go into their rolling form, they can come back, they can there's like dancing protocols that they can do that is very interesting. But one of the things that you notice is there's a file for defense.
Oh, okay, open it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you, because you spent time rebuilding it, I'm gonna have you go ahead and make just a straight intelligence check trying to operate this thing.
Okay. Oh shit, I dropped. I'll find it later. Two out of 4.
2 out of 4. So as you're trying to operate this, you're trying to open the defense folder.
Yes.
But what you actually end up doing is clicking on the defense folder. You are activating that mode.
Okay.
So as you do this, you hear defensive measures deployed, on standby. And the entire carapace of this little robot that's like, these things are maybe when they're standing up about 4 feet tall.
That's pretty tall.
And it has like an outer circular kind of orby shell, so you can see that it can retract back into the orb form. That shell starts to retract a bit, and guns emerge like battle droid style out from either side of the wrists of it. A little helmet mode kind of swoops up in front of the screen, protecting the glass. There are secondary wheels instead of the little feet that it has, or the little, I guess it would probably move on little tracks, but those tracks become a little bit more fortified. And you see that there's like a little engine that comes out on the back that it can like move faster. And you see as it's like, the head starts to swivel around and the guns are pointed around, but it's not shooting anything.
Thank
It just
God.
turns back to you and it says,
That's so cute.
stand by, stand by, stand by.
Yeah, stand by. Don't shoot. Stand by.
As you
Oh no.
Menagerie
no.
comes running up and he goes, what are you doing?
I'm their leader now, and they're on standby for me.
What do you mean you're their leader now? Where did you hack into their...
No, they love me.
Okay, you might want to put the guns away.
Well, I don't know how.
Just do what you did, but backwards.
Okay, I spin the wheel again.
And you do. It goes... okay, yeah. Defense mode deactivated. And it goes back into its standard little waiter form. And you notice that it still has like...
One gun out. No,
No, it's got like a bowl of mashed potatoes that were failed to be delivered on the inside of its body.
I'm gonna send the bowl. Can I have it send the bowl of mashed potatoes to Helix?
Affirmative. And it turns and goes. And Menagerie looks at the ring and he goes,
Oh my god.
oh, you have the... Where did you find that?
Me and Wi-Fi were like metal detecting, and we found it under like a rock, and then we've been spending some time fixing it up.
Man, we thought we lost that a long time ago. We had new ones made.
Oh.
Shelby runs them now. He's
Who's
got
Shelby?
one similar. He's the one who greeted you guys when you came in.
Oh,
Shelby.
Shelby. Well, like, he doesn't need to know I have this one.
I guess, but just if you're gonna keep that, just please don't show it around. This place is supposed to be a secret.
Sure.
My
I mean, it's
parents
just a ring.
freaked the first time they lost this thing.
Lost it? Oh, the ring? Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, but I won't lose it. You know, me and Wi-Fi will keep it safe.
Wi-Fi is now grinning wickedly at him. He goes, okay, all right, just maybe just take it easy on the guns.
Yeah, no more guns. But
Okay.
you never said dancing. And I turn the thing again and I have them dance. Please.
So as you turn the thing again, all of them just drop what they're doing. The treads actually extend upward and split off into little feet, and they all start to like. You see one of them, it almost looks like it's connecting via Bluetooth to whatever speaker is nearby, and the music changes. It's just like, and they're all just like projecting flashing lights all around the party. And you see like everyone who's sitting around in this area just immediately turns into like.
I start copying their dance.
So Silhouette is just doing the robot
on the table.
Just standing on the table. You do notice as you're watching this, Helix has cracked a smile for sure, and he's just watching this.
I make eye contact with Helix. We're not messing around anymore, and I go like this, and I keep.
He brushes a piece of permafrost off of his root beer, cracks it open, and goes like that to you, and takes a drink. So I think it's about this time that whatever you guys are all doing, you see this happen.
Mhm.
And a dance party has broken out with the robots, and the dance floor like lights up. So as soon as this happens, Rapido runs back up. He leaps into the center of the dance floor, and he's like, now that's what I'm talking about. And he just starts going off. Ivy takes a break from cooking and goes and dances with him as well. And you now see like the majority of the party is like starting to dance.
Love it.
I'll go dance. Why not? BB tries to copy the robots, but it's not doing it as well as Silhouette.
So backtracking a little bit, not with backtrack, but in general, is there anything that you wanted to happen in your coast excursion?
Yeah, I think like, you know how Entangled, when she first leaves the tower, she like stops herself and she looks at the ground, at the grass before like touching it with her feet. I think Haremon does that a little bit.
Mhm.
Not like with the trepidation that Rapunzel had, but just the like, she's looking at it for a couple seconds and then just like walks in a little bit and then stops and looks at the waves like lapping at her ankles. And then we'll look back at Teatro. And I think like it's pretty chill time. She just sort of like hangs out in the water to probably like here at the highest. And then she'll like look at her watch or her phone, whatever, her time telling device, and excuse herself and try to find any place that has no people to the least amount of people. If there's any part of the
You
beach.
could go up into the rocks.
Well, she wants to be on the shore, is the thing.
Oh, so, okay. Because the rocks are still like that. It's just less sand, I guess. Okay. Yeah, you can. I mean, it's a big beach. You could just move away from other people.
Yeah. And we see her take out a little disc from her pouch and like puts it, like clicks it a couple times and puts it on the beach, and like a little hollow screen comes up, and we see those same 4 people that she was talking to earlier in the season. The man with the green skin, the man with the absolutely disgusting blonde mullet, the woman with the strawberry blonde pixie cut, and the woman with the big, beautiful afro. And we just see her like talking and smiling and being like, "It's the fucking ocean." And I think all of them are like, "Whoa, the ocean." And she does that for a little bit, not too long, so that people like would get worried on like where Haremon is. Did Haremon drown? But like just long enough to have a good like check-in conversation. And then she just comes back to this madness and joins in very much. I think she seeks out Rapido, and they're just like off to the races. You see that Haramon's favorite dance form of choice is salsa, so it's a lot of hip stuff happening.
Of course.
Yeah.
Backtrack is looking less respectfully.
I mean, if she makes eye contact with him, she'll yank him into it and start dancing with him for sure.
Oh yeah, and he's got no shame.
Yeah.
For himself, he is in.
I think BB waves Baby over. Oh wait, you guys were getting fries. You and Poltergeist.
That's
and
long
Knock
since.
Knock.
Yeah, you can come
Whole
back with
squad.
the fries by this point.
I think Baby would like do like a little spin with Knock Knock, like spinner.
Dude.
Yeah. I think she gets into the dance as well when you invite her in. She wasn't initially, she was just watching and like laughing at the robots. But then when you bring her in, she just starts like throwing her hair in every direction. She's just like,
yeah, feel it.
yeah.
And then also point, bring it on in for Poltergeist.
He just kind of looks to both sides of himself and just where he's standing just starts to kind of go like, yeah. Helix does not dance. Helix is not dancing at the party.
That's a good reference.
I'm glad we got that. Yeah, but he is actually around the time that the dance party is happening, he kind of slips off down toward the coast himself. So he goes kind of out of sight for a minute.
Cool.
Yeah. So for the final round, I think like we've
Wait,
all
what'd you say, Natasha?
done some.
I just said, "Oh, okay."
Do you guys want to forward to like getting into evening activities?
Yeah.
And wrap up? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys
What are our
continue to
evening
dance.
beach fits?
Oh yeah.
What are our
there-
evening beach
Are they
fits?
different?
Oh yeah.
Jean jacket on. Maybe tries to find. She pulls a cowboy hat out of somewhere. You don't know where, but she either found it or had it stowed somewhere in her person.
The hat found her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ain't that just the way?
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, unless it gets cold, I think Haremon just is wearing the same thing.
Mhm.
That is to say, as little as possible.
Hey.
Cool.
Baby Loni now has an addition of like obviously a pair of Hecate's gray sweatpants
Mm-hmm.
that are like a little bit snug because they have very different body types. Maybe if Poltergeist has a jacket, she's gonna get on that jacket.
Oh, just steal it.
Maybe.
Don't even ask him.
That's the move.
Yeah, I mean, you could just steal it. Like he's not wearing it, but you can
Yeah.
like find it somewhere.
Yeah. If there's like a sweatshirt somewhere or whatever the jacket situation is, on.
Arms in.
And if she can convince him to wear the "Come on and smash and welcome to the bash"
Yeah.
jacket,
He does sit next to you though as it starts to wind into evening for sure. And as the sun is first threatening to go down, Knock Knock, with this sudden surge of confidence, begins to pipe up to like the group that's around. And I would say that at this point, is it safe to say that you guys have convened a little bit and are like sitting, having dinner?
Yeah.
I think Caramon would take Helix a pheasant, cooked now, obviously.
Yeah. So you and Ivy successfully make that.
Yeah.
Around dinner time.
I'll hunt. I'll see where he's at.
Okay.
And like one pheasant is enough for two people, right? They're like that big.
Yeah.
So I think she'll find him.
Okay.
Wherever he is.
Okay, I'm going to finish the thought though with what
Knock
Knock was doing. Yeah. So she begins fumbling with the sand, and as the sun starts to go down, but isn't quite yet, it's just starting to crest. She goes, "Sandcastle contest. All entrants must sign up now with me as the official judge. Also, I'm playing. Teams are allowed. You have until the sun goes down. Whoever makes the best one, as judged by a panel of judges, that is me and she looks at Poltergeist and he goes, me. And who's the third judge? She looks around and around and around. And I think she's going to pick. Actually, I think you guys can pick. Who do you want to be the third judge?
I think it'd be really cool to have is her name Snapshot?
Oh yeah, Snapshot.
Just because I love her, but I'm also open to anyone else.
So Snapshot goes, yeah, so Snapshot goes, oh yeah, okay, I can take a picture of all of them.
Yes.
And then we'll save the winners.
Throw the losers in the fire.
You hear solar flare off in the like a little bit ways off, and he goes, "Got that one covered." Yeah.
Dark joke for the moment, but let's go with it.
Oh, that's true. It is a little tone deaf. Yeah. But yeah. So you guys begin to build sandcastles. Are there teams happening? And what gets built?
Baby, do you want to do a baby collab?
Baby to baby communication, yeah.
Hell yeah. What kind of castle?
Oh.
BB's probably never done a sandcastle before.
Okay. Definitely something ambitious. Definitely something
with spires and like turrets.
But what is a sandcastle? Does it need to be a castle? Can it be just a sand sculpture of some sort?
Yeah.
Yes. A sand community? Like one of like
a sand community.
With like a little sand rec center and a little sand little swimming pool.
A city hall.
Yeah. I think a little sand community with like a ring of a moat outside of it.
Okay.
What do we roll for that?
Dexterity?
I think it can be a combination of intelligence and dexterity.
So
I think one person can roll intelligence and one person can roll dexterity.
My dex is 3 and my intelligence is 2.
My dex is 2, my intelligence is 3, so I'll do intelligence.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Yikes, gang!
I have 1 out of 3 successes.
I have 0 out of 3 again with 3 ones.
No! So you guys begin trying to execute this plan, and it's just not going well. The structures that you're trying to build, like the sand is not wet enough and it just won't hold, and it keeps collapsing, and you end up with just this big pile of like lumps that are vaguely shaped.
Just bucket-shaped lumps with like some sticks.
Yeah.
Like
it was a little ambitious, but I think next time we'll nail it.
No, we can save this. A disaster has occurred in this community.
As you hear off next to you, the next castle station over. I mean, I think it might be considered a bit avant-garde. And you look over at Teatro's structure, and you see that he and Matryoshka together have built a sand scale model of Moonlight Academy.
Oh,
and
my
it is
God.
immaculate.
Hold me back, BB. Hold me back.
I hold you back.
Matryoshka
They
goes,
would.
oh, wait. One more thing. Okay. And she takes this little stick, and she takes a little, like a piece of a red napkin, and she ties it around the stick, and then she places it on top of the central building, the administration building. She goes, it's Fortress.
Oh my God.
Iconic.
What do I have to roll for negative side effects?
Oh, you don't generally, but that's kind of a character move right now. If you are
Like,
if you're really emotionally affected right now.
Just like if our sandcastle gets worse. Like, I don't want to ruin theirs. I just want ours to get worse.
Yeah.
Like, look at it and just
Go ahead and roll a willpower check to see if you can hold it together.
Okay. No, that's all. That's no success.
No successes.
It spontaneously
So
it catches on fire.
So as you are looking at
Just turns to
Teatro
glass.
and Matryoshka's immaculate cityscape that they've made, this flare of jealousy spikes up in you, and BB, you watch as your guys' already shitty structure just collapses in on itself like a sand pit opened up in the middle of it. Just
Oh.
Her response to this is like horrified laughter.
My God.
Oh man. BB's just like, I mean, you're just doing what we're both feeling, you know?
I think she needs to sit down.
Am I also allowed to build a sandcastle?
yeah.
Can I build it with the robots?
You can make the robots build it with you. Yes.
Yes. What do I have to roll for that?
Okay. So you can roll just intelligence to execute the commands directly to the robots.
Okay. Robot sandcastle. 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. Okay, so 3 out of 4 of the robots do a good job, and there's one corner of it that's a little weird, little crumbly.
Amazing.
What do you have them build?
Life scale.
Mhm.
I don't know. I keep wanting to say just like a classic sandcastle with a really nice moat, and maybe tiny versions of robots around it.
Yeah, and
so
it looks
cute.
really nice. The robots pulled it off. It's very neat. Lots of right angles. And it was made by little robot hands.
I high five the robots.
Oh.
Yeah. You just kind of come in the. Darn.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The final structure is Knock Knocks.
Oh yes.
And I think that
It's a giant
She-
French fry.
that's not a bad idea. Okay, so I think that Knock Knock makes just like a bucket shape. You know what I mean? Like she takes a big bucket and like fills it up and tries to just make like a tower, and she tries to stack it and make it as tall as she can. So it's just this big cylinder. But then all of the wet parts of the sand, she takes a stick that's like kind of whittled down, and she starts carving and etching. And she's drawing actually these really well done cartoons into the sides of it. So it's just like this sort of like sand totem pole with all of her cartoon etchings all around it.
That's very cute.
And you see that there's a very clear Harvey hair in it.
Mm.
And she goes, okay, judges, gather around. And she brings Snapshot and Poltergeist together, and they huddle a little bit. Mhm. Okay, after a few minutes, you see that she comes back and she goes, the judges have deliberated, and the winner of the competition is Troubleshooter's Hole.
Oh
And she
my
looks
god!
over, and you see Troubleshooter just like standing there next to this very, very deep hole, and she's just like got this like beer can in her hand that she's in the middle of crushing. And as a bunch of heads turn to look at her, she's just like, what?
Baby Lenny starts a slow clap.
Silhouette
Phoebe joins in.
throws a temper tantrum. Very minimal, but she's like, what? It's a hole. And she looks at the robots. She's like, don't listen to them. It's fine.
Awaiting commands.
Command. There's no command. I just pet its little head.
At this point, during the entire competition, you guys could smell the food cooking. And during this time, this is when you were helping. And you and Ivy managed to make the pheasant, and like a whole bunch of burgers and dogs are made more. And as the sun starts to go down, you see Solar Flare begins to work on the fire pit. And by begins to work on it, he just does it. You see him just into the pit, and it lights. And the embers start to illuminate all of the beautiful sand work that you've all done. Snapshot goes around and starts taking mental pictures into her notebook of all of the castles and of the hole. She shows you this picture of a very annoyed looking troubleshooter in the middle of telling her to go away, standing in front of the hole.
Make sure you get a good shot of this one. we should do little poses by it.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, get on my shoulders and I'll be a horse. And
Oh my god.
We do that.
You do
Next
that.
to this hole in the ground.
And it is immortalized forever in a notebook. She'll give you all copies of it if you want.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Going on the
adding to
bridge.
my dream board.
So when the food is finished, it looks really, really nice. And there's like this particular seasoning blend that Ivy uses that's like his pride and joy. And he takes it very, very seriously. In fact, he barely lets you handle it. He's like, if you're going to cook the meat, all right, but this is me, mine. only
After all this time, you still don't trust me?
Oh, I trust you. But this is my heart. This is everything
Hermon
that I've worked to achieve.
will kiss the jar.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Take it as a gesture of respect. And he begins to work. And so when the food is ready, it is actually very, very well prepared and very, very good. And you go down to the coastline looking for Helix. And you find him. He has removed his shirt at this point, only around the time that the sun is going down. And you can see the sort of distant firelight. Actually, no, the firelight wouldn't reach him it would be kind of the moonlight that has risen up is now. I'm just going to talk about the tattoo guys.
Sorry.
Is illuminating the. In the moonlight, you can see that tattoo on the back of his shoulder as he's standing here. His feet are in the water. He's standing about like knee deep in the water as the waves are just gently rolling. He's just looking out. His hands are kind of clasped behind his back, and you see he's just looking out over the water, out into the distance, as far off as he can possibly look.
Hermon will sort of go up to the edge of the water and kick it a little bit, so it makes a little bit of the like ka-dum sound, to like try to alert him that she's there.
He does his classic move of looking over his shoulder. Everything okay?
Yeah, she has like a plate with the whole ass pheasant and some tortilla on it. And it's just I saved you a pheasant. Wondered if you would do me the honor of eating it with me. sort of the tradition where I'm from.
Sure. Yeah, it's been some time since I've had a more exotic bird. And he wades over. And as he steps up to you, I think for the first time you see him from the front like this, there are some scars on his abdomen, just a little bit. They're very faint. But there are like just maybe like one claw mark under one pec. But there are some other ones that are almost like little penny-sized circles that are just around like his lower abdomen, like kind of across his stomach a little bit. All of them are pretty faint and like well tended to, but this close to him in the moonlight, like reflected off the water, you can see them pretty well, and you weren't really expecting that necessarily. Or maybe you were, I don't know. But
I mean, Hermon cannot stop themselves from looking respectfully for a little bit, but they'll try not to call attention as much as possible.
I don't want to keep being like everyone's shirtless so you can see all the buffness of everyone. But with Helix, it is actually really important to note, because seeing him is kind of a lot. The level of musculature that this man has is to the degree that it's hard to imagine that he has time to work on anything else. It's almost frightening, the imposing figure that he cuts. And you think about how young he must be and what his life must be like, I think. But here he is.
Yeah, so she'll sit him down and basically be like, okay, so what we do at home is when we have whole bird is we have to eat it with our hands. Because it's sort of, birds are one of the more, not brutal, but intense animals to kill, because like you just sort of like either, and you do that with your hands. So by eating it with your hands, it's like a reminder to be respectful to the thing. So really it's just pick and tear.
It's not so different than places I've been. Thank you for sharing. He just sort of quietly starts to eat, not really initiating any particular topics.
And I feel like of the reaction or the interactions in the past that they've shared, that's sort of like kind of where it always lands. They just sort of like, at least for Haramon, it's comfortable silence. So you just eat in silence for a little bit.
About halfway through, he sort of puts the food down. He looks off back toward the water again. Do you ever think about going back?
Back where? Just where I came from? All the time. I mean, I'm going to at the end of the semester, not forever, hopefully I'll be back for a second semester, but I saw my people today because they'd never been to the ocean either, so I thought I'd show them. Like trying not to cry when I think about it, because I do miss them. But, the people here they're... Fortress told me, focus on the people and how good they are. And I'm trying to do that. And I think it's working. It's just hard. But I do think a lot about it, yes. Do you?
Yes. And no. There are some things I need to take care of. I only ask because I was concerned that you might not want to stay after everything that's happened to your team. It's unusual and laser focused on you three, and seeing the three of you take initiative on that front, not just let the waves crash over you that you've kept swimming. That is good news to me. I don't think there are very many people who understand the bigger picture here. Some that think they do, but should probably get back. I don't want to add to this mysterious reputation that everyone seems to think I have.
I mean, to be fair, you don't really open yourself up, like I have to seek you out. You know what I mean?
He just looks at you and then turns away. And as he's walking back, you see that he passes Backtrack, who is on his way down. And the two of them kind of like smile and nod to each other a little bit. And Backtrack comes close enough, but not quite to the water. And you see he's got a big drumstick. And he sort of wipes his off a little bit and he goes, "Everything okay?"
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
No reason. Just... Is he okay?
He's hard to read
Yeah.
all the time. However, I think I'm starting to figure him out. I think. Not so sure. I feel like he has a lot on his shoulders, and I know what that's like. So the answer is yes, but will we ever really know? I don't know. That's sort of the call he has to make.
Sure. I mean, honestly, I'm just happy to see him talking to someone, or surprised. I don't really know. I kind of stay out of his business.
I mean, he's not around a lot, but like when he's around, he does talk to people. Like, I am not an anomaly. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to lie. I just want to fight the guy. I mean, not like for real reasons.
I don't. He terrifies me in the most respectful way.
Oh, that's exactly why I have to.
I have a feeling I would get my shit pushed in, but you're right. The idea of that happening to me it's pretty good. It's pretty nice to think about.
Well, there are closed books, and then there are ancient texts, and then there are writings scrawled on caves in dead languages, and that's about where I put him. I don't
know about
so I don't
that.
particularly feel the need to try, but I do love a good mystery.
I sort of see him as a closed book with sort of like a stiff boning, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to open, but we'll get there.
Stiff boning. Are you trying to suggest something?
Oh my God.
A little too public for my taste, Haramon.
I have a funeral to go perform, and she'll walk away and find a abandoned sand pail and start filling it with sand.
He will actually follow for a minute. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't. My instinct when things get very serious is to try and lighten it. That's kind of how I have to be. I don't ever want to sink to that place that everyone puts Helix in. That's not the kind of symbol I'm trying to be. hope, optimism, happiness, friendship, laughter, ill-timed sex jokes, all things considered. But you've been through a lot, and if you need anything, besides crushed ice, I'm around.
Give him a little smooch, and go back
Ooh.
to filling the pail with sand.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the funeral for?
Yet to be told.
Yeah.
Okay, I was assuming it was for the peasant.
Yeah.
So as you guys
Same.
are starting to finish up your meals, Backtrack comes up to you guys and he looks a little bit concerned, and he talks very privately. I think to Silhouette and BB, and he says, Haramon's doing something a little intense. They said it was a funeral, and I don't know if this is a violation of privacy in telling you, but I just am worried with everything that's happened, and if anyone could help, it would be their friends. So I just thought you should know.
Silhouette goes, fair concern, and kind of like looks around him to like see what or where Haramon, where she is and what she's doing.
He kind of gets in your field of view and indicating that they're down a ways.
Oh, okay. I get up and I nod to Backtrack and I just go.
I'll fall Silhouette and just say thanks.
Okay. And then, and as you guys are walking away, he just goes, "Good work, by the way." In general.
Oh,
Same to you.
you're welcome.
And he sits down next to Lonnie. He goes,
Lonnie is braiding Hecate's hair.
Yes.
and he sits down next to you, and he looks over at Poltergeist, who is immediately like a little bit put off. As soon as Backtrack shows up, he's kind of like, Track? He goes, Bolts? Burgers. He gets up and he goes back.
Why are you weird? Why are you always weird?
Call him out on his shit.
Poltergeist goes, I don't think I've done a good enough job hiding my distaste for that man.
Oh, no, I was asking why Backtrack was weird. He's distasteful to most, but why personally to you?
I don't know. It just feels like everything is right on the surface with him. And it doesn't always feel genuine. I don't trust someone that charismatic to everyone all the time. Sometimes I worry that when people like him become heroes, they're focused more on their image than the things that they're trying to accomplish. So I'm just skeptical of him in general. I mean, I don't know the man personally.
I mean, I would say, from what I've seen, he's got a bigger heart than that. He's a pretty good guy. The worst, but a good guy.
Well, that does help improve my opinion somewhat.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn when it comes to charm, but do you get that vibe off of me?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, brutal.
I think Baby reaches down a hand and like excitedly pinches Hecate's ear. Like, it's happening, it's all happening.
And you hear knock knock just sits down cross-legged right between you and Poltergeist, like way too close. And her face is just full of mashed potatoes. And she goes, I think you're mysterious.
Thank you. You have an air of mystery yourself. That like a pool of clear water.
Or cranberry juice. Tasty.
Okay. Cranberry juice in the night. Mysterious.
Cranberry juice
Like-
in the night.
It sounds like a Mitski song.
As the three of you it does.
Oh my god.
So you guys have some food, and Backtrack comes back and joins you guys, and he flutters around to all of the different groups because he's friends with everyone with legs.
No fish.
No fish, yeah.
Punches all of the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's this is weird phrasing. He's friends with everyone. Yeah, and meanwhile, Silhouette and BB, you guys find Haramon doing what?
You know the like kitty sand pails, you know,
Yes,
that you
ma'am.
get at the Dollar Tree or whatever. Yeah, she's filling one of those with dry sand. Like scooching dry sand into it.
Hey,
Did you want to go?
oh, wow. Well,
I was going to is there another pail around? Like, are there other ones? Just in general. I'm not asking like in character.
Probably.
I grab a pail and I also start filling it with dry sand.
I do that as well. That was actually what I was going to do. So we're on the same wavelength.
And Haramon will, in silence, just again like mid shin, stand on the shore, and without looking at you guys, they'll say, the man we met, the clone of Jeremy, his life seems to be really hard, and he was being used all the time, and now he's going to be used again, hopefully. I mean, for a more ethical cause, but used nonetheless. So I thought it would be nice if we just took the time to do something loving for him.
I think that's a great idea.
And they'll lead you guys in a little prayer. Nothing too fancy. And that she'll turn and see that you guys have pails of your own, and say, so what we do now, normally this would be on top of a mountain, but we take the person, in this case the sand, since we don't have him, and we scatter him and hope he finds his way into the stars. And she'll take a handful and just throw it and start doing it, you know, kind of rhythmically, one by one, scattering the sand until there's a little bit left, and she'll just dump it out, the rest into the ocean.
BB will try to copy Haramon's movements.
Yeah, same.
And once all the sand has been scattered, Haramon will just look up in a very specific direction in the night sky. Is it easier? Is there less light pollution here, or is it kind of the same as it's always been?
No, I think there's less because you're a little bit away from just the city proper.
Mhm.
The city lights they're there, but they're not here on the beach, you know?
So they'll look in a specific direction and just almost so you guys can't hear it, just say, take care of him, you guys. And then she'll turn around and walk back towards the action.
BB will follow. I imagine Silhouette does as well.
Yeah.
Right? And as we're walking, BB will just say, his life was short and brutal, but we're going to make sure it wasn't meaningless.
And I think Haramon will take both of your guys' hands and we'll walk back together.
Yeah.
Dude, yes.
As you come back up, you see everybody is largely gathered around together around the fire. People are starting to make some s'mores. You see that Teatro is not playing guitar, but I think he's watching someone else play guitar, someone that you haven't really met. And he has this very obvious look of judgment on his face.
Oh, be
He's just
still
watching
my
someone
heart.
else playing guitar. And as you're here, Snapshot runs up to you guys and she goes, "Oh, you're just in time. We were about to take a group picture, and in the moonlight, and we don't want to remember this,
I think it's a great idea.
Let's do it."
As Menagerie comes over and starts gathering everyone around, he brings you guys up to the center and he goes, "Come on." Team Pantheon goes in the middle.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Silhouette loves it. Wait, do we just are all standing together?
Everybody starts gathering together, yeah.
I feel like we keep Haramon in the center of us.
Yeah.
Seeing, you see Snapshot is not the one taking the picture. She's in the picture. And one of the robots, Menagerie is actually communicating with, and one of the robots is taking the picture.
That's so great.
Yeah. And as Team Prestige is sort of gathered around you guys as well, Monarch sort of gives you guys a squeeze from the back, and
Haramon will lean into it.
Menagerie comes in a little bit closer. Everyone's gathered, but he gets in close enough to sort of low tones whisper to you guys. He goes, "Did I get it right this time?"
Oh.
I think Haramon will just lean her head on his shoulder, not say anything.
I kind of whisper back yeah, you did good. This was a good day.
Well, that's a relief. Smile, everybody. In 3, 2. Menagerie gives this big smile, kind of gesturing. Everybody. Monarch is everybody is just looking good. And you catch a glance over before the picture is taken. You even see Helix standing toward the back because he's on the taller side, kind of directly behind you guys, but in the back row. And it's this big panoramic picture of a lot of people. And as the picture is being taken, the click happens, and you see the wideness of it as it's reflected back at you on the screen. This snapshot of a moment. It's worth remembering. Do you look to your sides at all of these new heroes that are coming into their own? You realize that all of these people have been having their own adventures as well. Maybe some less, maybe all less perilous than yours. But there's a community here. And even though it's unspoken, they all know what they're celebrating. Forward momentum. As we fade out on the crackling fire, and the smell of salt on the air, of a night well spent together, thinking of what's to come, what adventures are on the horizon for this team and all other teams in Volume 2. And that's where we're going to call this session.
Woo!
Yay! Woo! Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Jade, for joining us again. So much fun having you.
Baby Loney.
I hope you guys enjoyed our first anime filler episode. It was so much fun to run. Thank you so much. We will see you next time for volume 2. Bye, guys.
Bye.